child to a fucked up situation.
Yep.
Do you know why, blacks? Because they do not care about children.
No, they
Children,
don't.
children are the resources of our future, and they're the
Ooh.
least cared for in the world.
Facts. Facts. And I've seen the future, guys. It's fucking scary.
Yes, it is.
I think you're lying. I see the future look good.
Nah,
Because
he out there in the
by the time we dead, who gives a shit?
he out there in the stretches, in the trenches with those bastards, aren't you?
Yeah, it's
dodging
scary.
shit water.
I'm sorry, Black Thoughts. My
in the shit
apologies.
water.
No, it's scary. Believe me. Don't depend on these bastards to contribute to Social Security. Listen, they're done for. Done.
Oh yeah. You know what? They got to get it out of the mud.
Oh, they get it out the
I
mud.
was the one that had to keep.
Out the mud, the zoo. I don't give a fuck where they get. They're gonna have to figure it out
Hey,
themselves.
she
They
getting her
got no more
meds?
mud.
She getting meds?
They got
She
paving
doesn't
and
get it.
concrete. Let's get real.
How come neither one of you filed a motion back then when you switched custody? Mr. Hughes, were you paying
Well, now
child
she's gonna try to
support
put it
during
on
that
the
time?
man. There we go. How we blame the man.
Listen,
What
he
I
had
told
the
you,
he had the
he
child
was
the
the one with
entire
primary
time and
custody of
still
their
paid
daughter
child
for
support.
about 6 months, and he was still paying her child support. Yet this woman is constantly trying to make it seem like he's some deadbeat. He didn't know how to do this or that. Then even trying to make it seem like she was there. Yeah, I was there every week or every other week. No, he didn't have her till June. He had her till May. What's the difference, ma'am? 5 months or 6 months? He had her for months. Primary custody, and he was still paying you child support. Why didn't they come back to court when that happened? Because he didn't want to put her on blast. The minute these situations, they're
She's
always
wrong about that one. He didn't want to pay no attorney's fees. That's why he has an attorney and she doesn't. Every time you go to court, you got to pay those goddamn attorney's fees, and he didn't want to pay them. He had what he wanted, the child. He didn't see the need in going back to goddamn court and pay some other attorney to say, we'll give you your child, even though I already had him.
And do you know? Do you guys know that if the woman gets an attorney, she can file for the man to pay for it?
Yes.
Well, I suggest if anybody's in this kind of situation, don't get a regular lawyer. Go to a not even a law firm, a university, like a Harvard or something. These young guys would love to do cases like this, and they do it for free.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't get a lawyer. Go to Beirut or
Jamaica's fine, bro.
yeah.
Jamaica fine, bro.
And hire an assassin
or a good hitman. I was just getting ready to say that.
and that'll be that's one-time fee. No, but seriously, this situation is just is indicative of all other situations that men have to deal with concerning disgusting women like this. It's a travesty that this system is so. I'm about to. You know what word I'm about to use? What word I'm about to use?
Deleterious,
baby.
Deleterious to not black men. I'm just sorry, men in general's well-being. It's insane.
Yeah, I have a buddy. He paid $30,000.
Oh, was she?
Custody, huh?
Oh, no, I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, I got a buddy. He paid $30,000 to get custody of his kids with a female lawyer. He said, look, two things, and I've heard people say this. Two things you can't do is walk in a court lawyerless, and you can't walk in there with a man. Get a female lawyer.
I said that you gotta have a female lawyer to go in court.
She'll be a pit bull for you.
But you know, brothers, I blame this dude here.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like, you deserve what you're getting. Because any man that's going to go to 3-time losers and be the 4th loser, you get what you get. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not that the system is right, but you get what you get. Which man is going to be with some woman that don't live nowhere, got 3 kids, and then put another one in her?
Because a nigga just wants some ass, man. He be
yeah,
like
but
what
like
hey, look. He be like this.
Boom, bam, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
Gary, he was young and stupid.
What? What?
They,
I didn't know they just invented condoms last month. I remember them when I was a teenager and that back in the 70s. So it's a little hard for me to say, dude, you did it on an accident. Because I don't even understand how people can have sex with other people that's not your wife without one. I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm a old mother. If I would not, no strange woman, I don't care who you are, I'm going to put my thing in you that I might get you pregnant. I might get a disease. I might. Sorry, I don't live on I mights.
You don't like that strange fruit, do you?
Oh, I love the strange fruit there, brother, and I've picked plenty. But when I pick it with protection. I don't like bee bites or wasp things. You know what I mean? Scorpions. I'm afraid of those kinds of things.
Gary wears those heavy duty gloves, huh?
Just the Trojan green, like we all need. You know what I mean? I don't need that more than that.
All right, well, let's get this thing going back.
Always covering for the woman, but if you give her the chance, I mean, every chance, every opportunity she gets, she is going to throw you under the bus every time.
So you were paying child support to her even though you had the child?
Yes.
How come you didn't file a motion to get custody and parenting time changed?
Wasn't thinking of it. I was just thinking of having my daughter.
Men are overly fair to these selfish women to the point that they're unfair to themselves and their child.
Have you been talking to her in Florida?
I have called her on video chat.
He's called her 4 times. I've literally talked to my mom this morning, and I have all 4 dates that he's talked to her. And she has to call him. It's not my 7-year-old's responsibility to call her dad.
And now this big idiot is sitting up here trying to manipulate everybody with the tears. She wouldn't have to call her dad if you hadn't sent her down to Florida to live with your mother without his permission. He would have had his daughter in Michigan. What are you talking about? As a mother, it was your responsibility to follow the court order, and you didn't.
Mr. Hughes, have you talked to the maternal grandmother about the situation?
Yeah. Right here, look.
He knows that I'm not happy that she's down in Florida.
Okay, you haven't really talked
Homeboy
to her
a little
about the
slow
plan
though, eh?
moving forward.
Yep.
No.
Why does he have to talk to the grandmother? The mother broke the law.
No.
Oh, blacks. Let's get real. The
Last
law is for
custody order
men.
that entered gave her full custody and parenting time as you guys agreed on. Is that right?
Yes.
Supervised, right?
Supervised?
It wasn't supervised.
The order dated 12/1/17 does not say supervised.
It said my channel
It
dropped.
says times and places with conditions as agreed upon by the parties.
The 2018 order.
It sure did.
Well,
How
let me
did we
look. I
get
have a
to 2
2017
views?
order.
Yeah.
Do you have an order dated
Because you have
2018?
both of these things open.
August 27th.
You have the
No,
uncle time.
no, it's still on. It's still on.
Yeah. You should close down the other one, man.
And what does that order
Because
say?
David said
It
the
is
court
also ordered that the
delicate.
defendant shall have parenting time
That's
supervised by his
wild.
mother, the child's paternal grandmother,
It's
alternating
unavailable.
Saturdays from noon till 6 p.m. That was after father had filed a motion regarding custody, and his motion was denied.
Wow. You had periods
Portion
where
is
he was taking
unavailable.
care of his daughter, really as the primary parent, but he
got it.
even had conditional visitation. The latest court order came from 2018, where he was only supposed to visit his daughter under the supervision of his mother. That's what the court put in place. But they gave this deadbeat mom full control.
There you go.
Now the numbers claim it's back
All
to
right.
24.
After that order entered in 18, Mr. Hughes, did you see your daughter?
We're good, Dave.
Yes.
Did you
And
find out what it
did
was?
Your
Yeah.
mom supervise?
Yes.
How often were you seeing her?
I don't remember how long.
About. Were you guys doing a schedule, or was it just when you guys agreed upon? Was it every other weekend?
It was
just
every
when
other
you-
weekend.
Okay.
You see what I said? He sound
Why
retarded.
was
I mean,
supervised parenting
Yeah, he
time
does. They
but-
both are.
granted?
Yeah, but I already said, doesn't he sound a little slow?
Because he
We
disappeared.
can't use that R word. It's a red flag on
Mr. Hughes,
YouTube
when
Oh,
did
is
you
there.
it? I'm
supervise
sorry.
Yeah.
parenting time?
So slow is the
I
word.
don't remember why, but I
Now vote
always
that
work.
bitch. Vote that
The
bitch.
mother is
Fuck
saying
that
that it was
bitch.
because he
Vote that
disappeared.
bitch.
We all know this happens all the time. The courts give fathers visitation with all these different limits placed on it. Meanwhile, let's see if she's going to throw her in jail for making her daughter disappear to Florida to go to school.
Mr. Hughes, I'm going to set this, or Mr. Gould, I'm going to set this matter for a hearing in front of the referee regarding the motion to change custody and parenting time and also the show cause. I'm going to get that scheduled as quickly as I can, but that's probably going to be after the holiday season. My question to you and your client is, knowing what you know about mom, do you believe it's in the child's best interest to remain with grandma until we can get that hearing, or you want the minor child? Are you asking for the minor child returned to mom's with that last custody and parenting time order?
Give me just a moment to confer with my client, Your Honor.
Sure.
Oh my
And
God!
this judge is
Wow.
also full of it. She gave him two options. Let the child stay in Florida with her mother. He won't be able to see his own daughter over the holidays. Or go back and let the child stay with the mother, who, by the way, doesn't really have anywhere to stay. She's living with another baby mama and her kids. Why didn't the judge give an option for the child to go and stay with the
'Cause she a
father? The
fucking
mother
female.
clearly violated
No,
here.
because they
And
don't
the
care
answer is to
about the
leave her with
children.
Florida or put her back with the mother who violated?
A down the
Your
line
Honor,
paycheck.
if Ms. Williams' testimony is correct that she does have a place to live that is safe and satisfactory, and if we had a set court-ordered temporary parenting time schedule of maybe every other week or every other weekend, Mr. Hughes would be perfectly fine with having Emma return to Michigan so that he could see her.
Miss Williams' response.
I don't want him to see her for a whole weekend. He doesn't give her medicine.
What medicine does she take?
You name breathe. She takes Singular because she has asthma. Like, he doesn't give it to her.
Look at the attorney's face. He's
Bitch,
looking
she
like,
ain't
now
dead,
what
so
am I supposed to do
obviously
now?
she
Karen just started
don't got
crying.
asthma that goddamn
Like,
bad.
ma'am, cut it out. She kept breathing for over a half a year from
If
January
there,
to June when you
if there
lied.
ever was a time for that man, the father, to really fight for himself, this was
That
the
was it.
time.
Doesn't give her inhaler when she's at dad's house.
Her inhaler, the medicine. that
Come
she
on,
takes
Judge. Just
every
do the right
single
thing
night.
for once.
Nope.
Mr. Hughes, are you familiar with those medications that your daughter's on?
I am. I have given her medicine. I actually had to call her doctor and get medicine for my house so then I could have it because Kristen wasn't always giving me the medicine.
Don't interrupt her. Don't. Go ahead, Mr.
You
Hughes.
see how this judge let the motherfucker
So
interrupt?
there was some days that I went and got Emma, and Kristen was all like, "Oh, I don't have her medicine. It's still at my mom's house," and I would never get it.
Wow, the mother who's so concerned about her daughter and her medicine was withholding the same medicine that she's crying about from the father. If that's true that she left it at her mom's house, what if her daughter had an emergency while she was at her father's house or at her house? That means it's periods of time she wasn't giving her daughter the medicine either. He took it a step further to contact her doctor and tell her doctor that he needed more medicine for her because she needed to have medicine at his house as well. So he didn't have to rely on the mother to pass his medicine around to him. See, not only is Karen playing these tricks with these fake tears, but she's playing with the medicine as well. And we're supposed to believe that she cares more about their daughter than he does?
Do you have that medication now?
I don't have it. Kristen has it. Last time I
Fucking
knew.
guy, dude. I'm so fucking
Is
pissed
your
off.
mom there in that room with you today?
Yo, Black,
No.
you are right.
Okay.
I'm about to break my computer in
Is your mom
half.
still with you?
I'm telling you.
Why are you making
Yeah.
his mother supervise him in order for him to have his child? He's obviously
That's
capable of
insane.
taking care of her. He had
No,
her
I
from
think she's
January
wrong.
to
He's
June
not capable.
2022. Her mother had her from
He's-
October to December, which means that he had his daughter more than the mother.
My mom works.
Right. On the weekends?
Well, the thing about
Yeah.
it is he has supervised visits. That's why. in the court order, he has supervised visits. So I think that's why she was asking his mother to be a part of it because he has supervised visits. But either way,
Because they believe this BI over him.
yes,
Well,
exactly.
No,
I don't know why he can't say, Your Honor, she's been couch surfing for the last 3 months.
You know why?
How is
Because
that good for my
you know
child?
why? Because
What?
he pays this piece of shit right here to say that shit, and a
Oh,
piece
well,
of
yeah.
shit didn't want to say that.
And that piece of shit.
that's
Thank
a
you.
fact. That's a fact.
Okay, I get you, brothers.
You know, here's what's funny though, right? The mother, this person, the sister, the aunt, the random woman down the street pushing a stroller, everyone but the father. That's fucking absurd.
Oh, it gets worse. Not
Nah,
on this
bro.
video.
Nah, bro. It can't get worse than this.
Oh yeah. Oh, it does.
So who would be
See, it
available?
does. Look at Tom in black.
It's just
he does have a live-in. He does have a live-in significant other at the moment who has 2 children of her own.
Told you he was a loser.
Samantha
Samantha what?
Arredondo.
Can you spell that for me?
No.
Well, say it again because I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That nigga don't even know how to spell his
How long have you
girlfriend.
been dating her?
6 months.
9 months.
Oh, 9 months. And you
How
know how
many
to spell her
kids does
last
she
name?
have?
2.
What's her custody and parenting time arrangement?
Her kids live with her full time.
Do they see their dad?
But she didn't ask the mother about her friends and what's
Yes,
going
they
on.
agree on, or is there a schedule?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, which one?
As they agreed on.
Okay.
Good answer.
Does she
Good
have any
answer.
child protective services history that you're aware of?
What the fuck's his lawyer doing?
Felony convictions?
No.
Collecting money.
No.
Are you
My
on
wife said he's
probation?
watching YouTube on how to be a lawyer.
Do you have any felony?
Correct, young lady. Correct.
And you notice how she has all of these questions for the father, but had none of these questions for the mother. She didn't ask her about the woman that she was living with. She didn't ask about who her mother in Florida was living with. Any of the history there. But she's insisting that the father has somebody look over him in order for him to see his daughter. This is crazy.
Ms. Williams, I assume you don't know his significant other?
I do. I've met her once.
Okay. What were the concerns with dad's home that required supervised visitation the last time?
It wasn't even his home. It was the fact that he flaked on our daughter again for 6 months at a time.
So in other words, he did nothing wrong.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Like he dropped her off one time and then disappeared for 6 months and then.
And you dropped her off in Florida to your mother. It's been about 90 days so far. So should you have supervised visitation as well?
Like I said, nothing.
Wanted to take her for a week again, and I was like, no, that's not happening. And that's when he ended up getting supervised visitations. And if you do allow him to have visitations again, then he needs to not go to his mom's house because that's where his nephew lives, that our daughter has said that he has touched her inappropriately in spots.
And I agree that situation right there should be addressed with his nephew. What happened? 100%. But she can't use that to alienate the father. The truth is, she doesn't want him to have contact with the daughter at all. And at the same time, want to still collect child support payments. Remember, he's been paying child support this whole time, even when the child was with him. And although the child is in Florida with the grandmother, he's still paying her child support.
Why isn't his lawyer refuting any of this?
Hey.
Fucking
shitty lawyer, bro.
Cock right here.
I planned on it, but then I have to work. I work both Christmas
then I have to
and
work.
night. So I'm just gonna FaceTime her like we always do every single night.
Oh my God.
You guys have messed this up so bad. It's so frustrating to me when
Shut
there's
up.
a
You
court
didn't
order
mean you
and you do
guys. You
something
meant
different, then you do
the
something
father
different
didn't mess
again,
it
and
up
something
enough
different again,
for
and
you to
nobody
just
comes
give
to
a
court.
slam dunk on
Now,
him.
you know who's suffering? This little girl.
She's not suffering. She is in a place where she is loved and taken care of.
You're delusional.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. If you think your child's not suffering when her mom is here in Michigan and she is in Florida with your mother, I don't care what house your mother's
He only
running.
mentioned a
I don't
mom.
care
You realize
how
that?
fabulous her life
Yep.
is in Florida. If you think she's not suffering because she's not with her mom and dad, you're wrong. And you're creating a big problem for your daughter.
Her dad doesn't care about her.
Yeah. How would you know that?
Because he disappears on her all the time.
Well, he hired an attorney and came here today, filed a show cause on his own, went and hired an attorney. I suspect he cares. Now, did he make some mistakes? Probably. Haven't we all? Now what am I supposed to do? I order her return from Florida on Christmas and Christmas Eve. You're going to be working and she's going to stay where?
I'm so happy the judge told her that she was delusional because she
The
is.
judge didn't come down
And
hard
she
enough.
keeps
for
saying
you.
that the
that's not
father
like she-
doesn't care about her. But what do you think your daughter thinks about you? You believe she thinks you care about her when you shipped her off to Florida? I wish the judge would order her back to stay with the father and have the mother visit her every other weekend. That's what should be happening here. And I don't understand why his attorney didn't bring up that option.
Exactly.
But doesn't the child have to be returned automatically because she broke
Supposedly,
the
yes.
law?
Yes.
It didn't show that he
Yes.
took care.
She
He
should be in
literally
jail.
talked to her 4
Oh,
times.
okay.
And she's
Because
not
that's called
involved
what?
in it. My
Kidnapping.
7-year-old is
Kidnapping.
responsible to
Yeah,
call
but
him.
usually when you
And
kidnap,
guess
you're
what?
with the
grandmother
kid.
should be in jail too.
He should be
Yeah.
man enough to pick up the phone and call her every day, right?
The nerve of this hyena to sit up here and try to shame this man. Ma'am, you should be woman enough to have your own child. Your child shouldn't be in Florida with your mother. How about that?
Your Honor, as it regards,
The fact of the matter is she has 3 other children. Where are those kids?
But she
Living
also,
off his child support.
but she also thinks great parenting is FaceTiming her child once a day before bedtime. She keeps bringing that up. Think about it. You guys realize that? She keeps bringing it up as if like, look, Your Honor, I FaceTime her 3 times a week. I'm a great parent. Dude.
And then lambasts him for not having spoke to his child that was kidnapped from his state and taken over to Florida.
Jesus Christ.
You can't make it up. You can't make it up. This is real life, ladies and gentlemen. This is real.
And the funny thing
life.
is, this shit is hilarious because this is an actual court proceeding. Caught on these YouTube streets on how shitty these motherfuckers is. And they ain't black. I just want to let y'all know they're not black.
as it regards to
But
holidays,
brother,
when
it
I was
can't
talking
be.
with my
They,
client
you see,
earlier
you know
about
why you
whether
always see the
Emma should
black
be
folks?
returned to Michigan, he
Why?
was fairly certain that
Why?
Because we always record it. White folks, it's about 5 or 6 to 1, white to black. So if it's
Well-
happening in the black neighborhood, do you think only black women use this? White women use this too.
Yeah, I know. I know.
All
I'm not. It was a joke, but you know.
I know.
You didn't
I
catch it, Gary.
No,
You
I
didn't
just had
catch
to
it.
pull your leg a little further.
Okay, cool.
he would not be able or allowed to see Emma during that time. It was only with the idea that there would be a temporary order that he would be okay with Emma returning. If there isn't going to be any sort of confirmation or guarantee that he's going to see Emma over the holidays or in the interim, I think it would be better for Emma to stay in Florida.
Get the fuck out of here. You are a piece of shit.
My concern
Fucking
is this.
attorney.
She hasn't seen him in a while. She's little. I would if in a perfect world, I would have a graduated schedule
Yeah,
where
black.
she'd see him, a couple hours, then a longer time, and a
This
longer
shirt is
time.
what you want right
That's
here.
not really all that
What was that?
doable. And now she's
Old
going to come
school,
back here.
a
and
baseball
working,
tee.
which
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand mom has to work, but
Where'd
then
you
she's
get that
going to be
from?
with these third parties that she
My wife
probably
bought
doesn't
it
even know.
long
I just
time
don't
ago.
feel great
Well,
about that situation.
that says
and I suspect
2005
mom
all
or
over.
dad don't feel great about it either.
Yeah.
The court's going to allow the minor child to remain in the state of Florida until that next hearing.
03.
Allow dad the phone contact that he's getting. Dad, has there been any issues with you being allowed to talk to the minor
20 years
child?
ago.
No, it's just when I
That's
have
crazy,
time
man.
from work.
Dang, we
because
old.
I'm a DS supervisor for Cedar Springs Public Schools, and so I'm working morning through night. So it's just finding the time to take a break and call her.
What's a DS supervisor?
District supervisor.
What do you do?
I make money, bitch. That's all you need to know.
Managing the buildings.
Yeah, I'm a custodial for Cedar Springs Public Schools.
Yeah, so you're managing the buildings and making
He
sure
said a
everything's where
district
it's supposed to be.
supervisor, and she said, "What do you do?"
Yes, I'm working morning through night.
I'm telling you, boy, you can't make it up.
Well, I think you should have answered when she asked you what you do. Pay child support?
Miss Williams, it's likely
So I
that
tell
I'm
you
going
what
to
else
order
is
the minor
funny.
child returned to the state of Michigan.
Notice how the woman, right, is like, "Hey, I moved the child 1,000 miles away. He's a goddamn deadbeat." Right?
Yo, listen, it only gets worse. So that was pretty much the end of that one, right? That was the end of that one. No. We got 2 more
Isn't it a
videos.
three-parter?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yo, that goes on
Yeah. What a
like the
different
next
judge.
court hearing, right?
Yeah. So this is what is it? That's finale. Here's the other one right here.
Dude, you guys are trying to kill me. This is ridiculous.
Is that the grandmother?
Yes. Yes, it's the grandmother with a different judge. Bro, this took
As I know she was.
Because tonight will be the night that I will
She's not in the Zoom meeting here, and I've not received notice that she's checked in the courthouse. I'll go check the hallway.
As you can see, this is already starting off bad. The mother can't even make it to a Zoom court hearing on time. Everyone else is there. The judge, the father and his attorney, and her mother, who is probably going to be a witness for her. This is
Close
the
your
woman
mouth.
in Michigan who violated the court orders by sending her daughter down to Florida to live with her mother, despite the
I
father
will
who
be
was
right
also
back.
in
So I'm gonna let
Michigan
this
not
play a
wanting
little
his
bit more.
daughter to go
Go
down
ahead.
there.
Take
So now
this
the
real quick.
father is in court and he's trying to get access to his daughter. Take a second to
Yo,
make sure that you're subscribed to the
real
channel
life.
and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go
I'm
ahead and
either
jump
going to
into it.
break something or cry.
Nobody out there.
Oh, no, no.
Would you like me to try to call her?
Oh, my damn mouse went dead.
Yes.
I will try to give her a call real quick.
Well, at least
No,
we
she
didn't
works
hear the.
third shift, so she may have slept. Sorry, I cannot get a hold of her. I don't know why.
Well, we'll proceed. Matter was set for 1 o'clock. It's quarter after.
Absolutely.
Notice went out by the court. Well, let's address that show cause first. What led to the show cause being filed?
The show cause was filed, I believe, November 3rd of last year by my client. Mother had
Gary, who do you
primary
think that was
physical
on the
custody of
phone?
Emma. She actually did
The
have
girl.
Emma living with her.
I'm
in
not coming on.
September
I'm not
of
talking enough.
2022. Emma had actually lived with father from January till June of 2022, but she was back living with mother in the summer and the early fall. Mother then reached out to father and said she could not take care of Emma anymore. And instead of letting father have her again, as she had done earlier in the year, she said she was sending Emma to live with Miss Ratton, who's here on Zoom, in Florida. And father was given no, I guess, say in the matter. She said that that's where she's going. I think she ended up down in Florida around October 2nd of 2022. And when father understood that that was going to be a permanent change and not just a visit, that's when he filed the show cause, because her residence had been moved out of the state without the court's.
All right, and what order is that? That's not in any of the orders. With legal custody, I don't even know that that determination is necessary, is it?
Michigan Court Rule 3.211. I mean, an order has to state that the child cannot move its residence outside of the state without the judge's permission.
Did this bastard just act like that was okay?
He sure did.
Exclude cases with sole legal custody. All right, well, I'll keep that in mind, that was the basis for the show cause.
You fucking
Ms.
that
Williams
in
is here
mind.
now.
Sorry, I was sleeping. I worked all night.
Yeah. Okay. And so, Mr. Gould, your client's requested a change of custody at this time. Is that correct?
That is correct. I mean,
All right.
separate from the show cause reason, father did have Emma living with him exclusively from January of 2022 through the end of the school year. And then again, with mother stating that she was unable to care for Emma beginning in the fall and transferred Emma down to Florida. We would much rather have Emma living with her father than with Rick.
All right. And Ms. Williams, what's your response to that request?
I'm a shitty mother.
No, because he literally is only a dad when he wants to be. When she was there last, she came home and told me that she was her cousin while being with her dad.
Your Honor, we're going to object to any kind of hearsay that is brought up.
Okay, just tell me what you know, ma'am.
That he doesn't give her medication. I have physical proof of that.
She worked all night, but she got makeup on already.
She takes a pill every night. She
And her
has
hair curls.
inhalers.
Mm-hmm.
She has a nose spray.
It's for her asthma and allergies, sir.
All right, Ms. Ratton, I need you to be quiet at this point. I'm hearing from Ms. Williams.
No
Okay,
one who
sorry.
shuts your dick.
She's the party to the case. I'll let you stay on here because the child's with you, but you can't speak unless somebody calls you as a witness, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Ms. Williams, go ahead.
She has all this medication for her asthma that he doesn't give to her.
She's talking about the same medicine that he was asking for whenever he went to go pick up his daughter. She said that she didn't have it. So yeah, they had times where she didn't give him the medicine. On top of that, if you left it at somebody's house, if that's true, that will mean that you didn't give it to her either. But you see how she's trying to use that as an excuse in court? And then two, she's still bringing up the nephew who's obviously living with his mother. Another thing, if she really believed that to be true, why didn't she contact CPS? And then her other reason about, oh, he wants to be a dad whenever he wants to be a dad. Ma'am, sounds like you want to be a mom whenever you want to be a mom. You sent the child all the way to Florida to live with your mother because you didn't want to take care of her. You can't even make it to online court on time.
And then to spite the father.
She's come back from his house filthy.
All right. Is the
And
child
when she did come back with me, he disappeared for 3 months at a time again.
But the child's not living with you, right?
And not at this moment. No, she went with my mother because she wanted. I wanted her to get an education where she'd get a good education.
You see how she was about to tell that lie on the daughter? She was going to say that she sent her to Florida because a child wanted to be there. But she's aware the daughter would rather be with her father.
And now he's fighting 4 months later. Now he's going to fight about it.
But you got to understand, the law doesn't allow you to send the child with a third party without.
Well, now you want to be a judge.
He didn't object.
What's a different judge?
He did.
No, I'm saying he said earlier when you
He
left.
didn't object till just now. She's been there since October.
Oh, you talking about from the beginning when he said?
Yeah, when he said, I don't know if that makes a difference.
Okay, well, the motion was filed.
Yo, yo, did this ugly whore say he didn't object till just now? We watched the other hearing, you dumb bitch. He was objecting there too.
Exactly.
Flag, you think that she gonna remember what she said the last court case?
No, she just came from sitting on a dick. So
lies come out on this one. If you haven't seen this one, Blacks, this is gonna be a treat, right?
I know it's gonna be painful, man. All right, here we go.
Do it.
She got her hair curled. Motherfucker eyelashes all done, and then she got the little corner streak to the eyeball, whatever the fuck you want to call that extra shit.
She just
and
came.
and I don't even know what her fucking mom is there for. Just they look the same. Just ugh.
Her mother's there to cover for the petulant child that has 4 children that's not capable of speaking for herself.
Well, she's not. She obviously doesn't make enough money to buy a lawyer because he bought a lawyer, and this lawyer is shit. I would have traded his ass in like a motherfucking used fucking car real quick. God, he's trash.
He should have just went to Michigan State or Michigan.
Shut up. Everyone is not as smart as you are, okay, Gary?
Sorry, my bad.
Get object to it.
It's because he has a problem. It's because he has a problem with my mother, and that is exactly why he doesn't want her down there. And she's perfectly happy down there in Florida.
Okay, but you got to understand.
Why do you have all these outbursts?
There are 2 parents. You don't get to make all the choices.
He hasn't been a parent.
Lady, you haven't been a parent. And now you're trying to sabotage him from being a parent by sending the daughter to your mother. This is not just about whether or not he likes your mother. You're not allowing him to see his daughter. And then to address the whole situation about time. He filed paperwork with the court in November. That's the month after she sent the daughter down there to Florida. They didn't see the last judge that you saw on part 1 until December, who got them a date with this judge in January. Now, although the time is totally irrelevant, even using her own argument, he quickly responded to her sending their daughter to Florida once he realized that she was trying to make the daughter stay there. But he has nothing to do with court scheduling. Plus, we all know that if he would have went outside of the court and went down to Florida and picked up his daughter, y'all would have called the police on him. So this is the way that he's handling it. And that's the only reason why it's taken the last 3 or 4 months to get this resolved.
He has not been a parent at all.
It sounds like the child was living with him from January to June of last year.
No, she was not.
Well, no, where did she live?
And that's the ghetto white bitch that I can't stand.
We called up
the
mud
ghetto
sharks.
white bitch. No. Mud sharks are just white women that like black men. This bitch is not a mud shark. This bitch is just hot. Fuego basura. Yeah, fuego basura. That's what this bitch is. No, it's fire trash.
She came back to me in like April. We were in court. We went to court in front of you.
Technically, my wife is a mud shark, and that's another name I call her too.
Nothing wrong with a mud shark.
Remember when it was?
I've been with quite a few.
We went in court in front of you before about that situation because he got mad because I told her she needed to come home.
That was in 2018.
Oh,
that's the last time she's lived with him.
Bitch.
First of all, I don't know why she's being allowed to sit up here and yell like this, but this woman is straight up lying to the judge. If you remember in the last court hearing that they had in December, that was December 22 when they had the last court hearing. He told the judge that he had his daughter from January to June. She said, no, it wasn't June. It was in May. It wasn't 6 months. It was 5 months. That was the whole argument before, remember?
How come you let her go live with dad? That's what their allegation is.
She went and stayed with dad because at the time he was doing things the right way.
How long did she stay with him?
She stayed from the beginning of January until the end of the school year, but I physically was seeing her every weekend to every other weekend.
So she lived with dad for 6 months? January to June?
I don't think the whole time, no, because she came home as soon as, I think it was May. I don't think it was June.
Do you guys have school that end in May up there?
This woman is a complete liar. You see how she's switching the story up now?
It depends. Like here in Florida, sometimes it ends in May, sometimes it ends in June. It just depends on the way it falls.
Yeah.
And if we have hurricane season, because you get a certain amount of days that you got to use for hurricane season. If you don't use it for hurricane season, they get out in May. If they do use them, they get out in June.
Okay.
It just depends. And that's pretty much because other places got snow days. We don't get snow here, so we have hurricane days.
They got to give you something, right? Yeah, I
that's
give you
your snow state.
something.
Yeah,
I wish they had snow days when I was growing up. That didn't even exist.
I know, because you walk 22 miles uphill
No, it
through the
was only
snow
what's it called,
barefooted.
a mile and a half, bruh.
All
I
right,
mean,
wait.
and it was on good streets. It was paved roads, not no mud.
Oh my God, shut the fuck.
2018?
Yeah.
4 years ago?
Oh,
When he was trying to get me for child support because she was at his house.
Why doesn't the child live with you? You're the custodian. You're the custodial parent on paper.
Because I was going through a hard time. I have medical issues myself, so I was going through a hard time. So I let her go with my mother where she was going to be taken care of properly.
All right, but you got to understand, you don't get to make that determination on your own.
How not? I have full physical and legal custody of her.
I had medical
That
issues.
doesn't mean
What?
he doesn't
Many
have
cocks
any
in your
rights.
mouth at once?
It means you get to make decisions regarding medical care and education and things like that, but you don't get to determine that she can live with a third party over the other parent without a court.
He's not being her parent though. He hasn't been her parent for a long time. Like I don't
he
know
brought
what
the
you
shit
guys
on his
don't
own.
understand about that.
Oh, great. Now the lying hyena is about to start crying. The yelling didn't work. The lying didn't work. So, of course, these tears will work, right?
Further, Your Honor, my
You
client
don't
did
need to
have.
yell and scream. It kind of sounds like you're going off the rails here. I mean,
I'm
we're
not
having
yelling
a-
and screaming. I just want you all to see that he doesn't care.
He hired but he doesn't care.
All right, Mr. Goldbunch, I'm going to swear your client, and you can ask him some questions.
Your Honor, before my client testifies, I would like to call Samantha Arendado. That would be my client's girlfriend.
Where's she at?
She's here in my room. You
Yo,
are,
this is the most
currently
ghetto
dating Jacob Hughes.
judge I've ever seen in my life.
And when did you begin your romantic relationship with him?
Around Easter of last year.
Easter of last year. So March, April of last year. Okay. And when you first started dating Jacob, were you familiar with his
Someone
daughter?
tell
Emma
her
Lou?
mama to fucking put her mic on
And
mute.
where was Emma Lou living at the time that you started dating?
At her grandma's house where he was residing to, which is Jacob's mother's house.
So am I right in saying that she was living with Jacob and Jacob was living with his mother?
Correct.
And do you know how long Emma had been staying with Jacob at that time when you started dating him?
I knew that Emma was there since December, the year before.
And how do you know that?
Just by his mom telling me, his dad telling me, and Jacob telling me.
Was Emma enrolled in school when you first came on the scene?
Yes.
And how do you know she was enrolled there?
I physically saw her.
So your testimony is that you saw Emma at the school.
Yes.
Do you know where she was enrolled in school when she was living with mother?
No, we found out.
No,
Why does
I'm
it
just
matter
saying-
where
I'm just
she was
saying
enrolled when she was with me?
Ma'am, be
Can
quiet.
I say that?
No, you can't. You can lodge an objection if you feel that there is a legal objection to a question or an answer. But
Well,
I need you to be quiet. I need you to be quiet for now. I'll give you a chance to cross-examine the witness and a chance to testify. So, but the only thing you can say now is if you have a legal objection to a question or answer.
Well, I object to the hearsay because she said that she heard it from Jacob and his mom, and
Okay.
that's
Well, that
hearsay,
part-
right?
That part was hearsay. The part where she saw the child at school is certainly not hearsay. So, Mr. Gold, continue.
Thank you. For the record, Your Honor, I would argue that the information that she heard from Jacob himself is also not hearsay because he is a party. Moving on.
Jacob, yes, from his mother, it would be hearsay.
Correct. Were you told by Jacob at any point that Emma had attended a different school before you entered Emma's life?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
All right, that's fine. So you are now living with Jacob, is that correct?
Yes.
And at any time did Emma live with you?
She was at my house, which is where Jacob lives with me at my house. Yes, Emma has been to my house. She has her own room.
When was she at your house?
after Jacob and I have became together, on the weekends when we would have her, during the time that we would have her. So we got together Easter. So anytime there between the end of the school year, if we had her, which was almost every weekend.
So,
except for Mother's Day weekend, she was with Kristen.
so I'm a little confused then. So when did Jacob move into your home? Was it after the school
The
year?
end of April.
So when he moved in, was Emma living with him at the time?
This right here was pointless goddamn questioning because no one really cares about this female. She gives insight about what's going on, but nothing that really matters. The funny part was the cross-examination.
Okay, well, get to it. Let us laugh.
Oh, so they let the women have carte blanche.
Well, not really, but well, you know what? It was
Well,
the
black
judge-
apparently black subjects.
his lawyer was just trash. I don't care what no one's. His lawyer was hot garbage.
And if you, what did you interpret? I'm going to take some pills to mean. What did you think?
This
that
is
meant?
when
That
that female said she was going to kill
could have
herself.
been
She said she was
sleeping
going
pills,
to
it could have
delete
been
herself.
Anything.
Was this? Did you interpret this as a attempt, or at
Yes.
least a threat?
Yes,
So did you or Jacob go up and get Emma?
we both did.
Okay. And this was before the trip to the UP, correct? At what point did Emma return home to Mother's house then? Because obviously she didn't.
Correct. We returned her.
Before the school year?
Yes. Yeah, we returned her on our way home, which was the 25th of July.
Okay.
Yeah, so when we were coming back from our trip, Kristen said, hey, can you guys drop her off? I want her home now.
Did you specifically have any safety concerns for Emma at that point?
I had concerns of whereabouts of mentally how Kristen was doing still, and it wasn't my business to ask, but I mean, yeah, I did have concerns, okay, what type of mindset is Kristen in? Does she need us to take care of her a little bit longer, or is there any way I can help?
After that trip to the UP and after Emma was returned to Mother, was Emma seeing Jacob or coming to your house for his alternating weekend parenting time?
No, at that point in time, she was like, you guys can see her whenever I tell Sadie, go.
So basically, Kristen, she's been telling the judges that he shouldn't have custody. He shouldn't be able to see his daughter because he's not a parent. And he's always picking and choosing whenever he wants to be involved. It sounds like it's the other way around. Not only is she picking and choosing when to be a parent, she's picking and choosing whenever he could be one too, by withholding her from him.
And the last time we physically saw her from that was we asked to have her for the first weekend of October for Cedar Springs Red Flannel Festival. And that's when we went to Emma's birthday party at Kelly's house. And we got notified.
Kelly was living in Michigan.
Correct.
At that time. She was not living in Florida, or she was, when you said you went to Kelly's house, you did not go to Florida.
No.
So what date was that again?
The first weekend in October.
That's the last time that you saw Emma? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's the
Okay,
last
so you
time.
never saw her again after that.
Correct.
Were you present when Jacob found out that Emma was going to Florida?
Yes.
Did you were a part of that phone call?
That was not a phone call.
Oh, what was that?
That was at Kelly's house for the birthday party, and Kristen was there. And Kristen said, yeah, tell your mom where you're going. Tell your dad where you're going. And that's how we found out that Emma and Kelly were going to Florida.
Hell
That's
no.
who told you that?
Kristen. And they made Emma tell us.
No, Emma didn't tell you.
And then, so Kristen said those things. And
Why is she allowed to
did Jacob say anything?
outburst?
Why is she allowed to interject at all?
Why didn't you say anything?
I was just speechless on the fact that things were just not discussed.
Okay. Did Kristen give a reason as to why Emma was moving to Florida?
She did say that she feels that right now she would be the best interest for Emma to have her be with Kelly. And we were just like speechless to that. Just shocked.
Did she explain anything about her housing or her employment or her mental status, anything like that?
She said that things at the home were still not as okay as what they wanted to be, and that she didn't have a job, but she wanted to attempt to find a job.
Okay. And this was all the first weekend of October. Had Emma been enrolled in school up until that point? Do you know?
I would have assumed that she was enrolled in Cedar Springs, but when Jacob got the phone call asking where Emma was at, that's when I realized, where is Emma going to school at?
You on the Cedar Springs campus, did you see Emma at school in Cedar Springs?
No.
But mom wasn't living in the future.
The judge checked out. He already knows that he's going to give full everything.
So were you
He
part of that
has
phone
to
call
listen.
when?
But he doesn't care what's going on.
Nope.
Why you say that? I think he's going to give full custody to her, or keep it with her. Personally.
Yeah, listen. The judge checked out. He's not here. Look at him. Look at that guy. But that's what. But here's the thing. That's why half of them are drunks, because they have to drink a lot of this shit away.
He could have made the right decision, but he decided not to, and it was easier for him to just be a.
So what happens right here is this dude calls on the dude, and she's almost done, and he asks a couple questions of him. Nothing really
End
important.
of December, 1st of January.
That's January 2020, about a year ago.
Yeah.
Why is the mother
And
allowed?
how did she come about?
You see how they're running
to live
cover
with
for
you?
this
What was the
fat whore?
conversation between you? And
Yep.
I don't remember what the conversation was exactly about, but it was just in the best interest for Emma to go to school because she'd be at school every day.
With their concern that she wouldn't be at school every day that she was previously attending school?
Yes.
What was that concern? Why wasn't she attending?
She didn't have a way to get Emma to school and back home from
So that
school.
shows.
And you were okay with
the mother didn't take her to school for a whole half a semester.
You can't make.
He didn't take the child to school for half a semester. Gave him to him. He put her in school. She was in school. She made him a little girl. Almost got in a fight in school, but he fixed it. He fixed her attitude. It ain't happened since. But she tried to use that. She did. Oh, I was this and I was that. That was pretty much what he was trying to say.
this with Emma coming to live with you?
Yes.
Did Kristen give you all
Look
of
at
the
that neck,
medications that Emma was supposed to be taking?
Look at that neck right there, boy.
That's where the giblet gravy comes from, right there.
Yeah, and man, her and the mother both got it. Boy, birds of a feather flock together.
And then did you distribute those accordingly?
I gave her
The
her
mother
pills
never
every
closes her
day,
mouth.
and
That's
even
crazy.
on the bottle, one of them said taken as needed, and I called her doctor to make sure that's how it was supposed to be, and her doctor said yes, it's not an everyday inhaler. And so I wasn't giving her that one every day, it was just as needed.
I'm convinced, for one, that she's lying about the medicine and she's still shaking her head, but I wonder why she never addressed not taking their daughter to school.
Okay. And so Emma's living with you. You live in the school district?
Yes.
And
Did
so
anyone
you
address not taking the daughter to school?
What
Did
was
the
her
judge
attendance?
It
find that?
happens here
while
pretty
she was
soon.
She was at school every day unless she was sick.
And you are employed?
Yes.
Where are you employed at? Okay, and what is your job there?
I'm a custodian. I work nights.
That's how you met Miss Arendano.
Yep.
You work nights, so were you able to see Emma at school at all?
Yes. During like the parent-teacher conferences, her teacher has told me that she was not being nice to other students, mocking the teacher. And she thought it would be better if I could stop in there towards the end of the day and see her and see if that changes. And it did. With me stopping in there and seeing Emma at school towards the end of the day, her attitude changed a lot.
Ms. Williams had stated earlier in this hearing that you guys had been in front of the court in April of 2022 to discuss this sort of thing. Was that true to your knowledge? You
No.
Not had any kind of court dealings?
Nope.
Whether in front of the referee or Is it true that Emma was living with you throughout the entirety of
Let me pause real
the
quick.
January?
She is laughing like he's lying, but it's really simple to find out because every court session is booked. So either she's just stupid or she's just stupid. It's really that simple.
No.
They didn't go to court in
fat
April.
and stupid.
All that too. But, she ain't missed a meal, obviously.
For the second half of the school year for 2022?
Yes.
All right. So then school lets out in end of May, early June. Was Emma still living with you then?
Yes.
And at some point, Emma went to go live with Miss Williams again, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me about how that transaction, how did that occur?
It was the end of the school year and Kristen wanted her back. So we made the arrangements for me to take her back to Kristen. And at that point, I brought her to her friend Abby's house, which is up in Big Rapids, Paris area, and dropped her off. It's an hour drive.
You say you dropped her off at Miss Williams' friend's house.
Yes.
Why didn't you drop her off at Miss Williams' house?
Because Miss Williams doesn't have a house.
Did Emma have any time with Miss Williams on Mother's Day?
Yes.
And where did you drop Emma off at that time?
I don't remember if I took her to Miss Williams or if she met me somewhere.
Honestly, none of these people have their stuff together. He was living with his mama, and then he moved in with his girlfriend and her kids. Kristen didn't have anywhere to stay. She's living with her friend and her kids. And then Kristen's mother, she doesn't have it together either. She's still trying to figure things out in Florida. But I will say, out of all these parties involved, the girlfriend's place may be the best option, but instead of moving in with her in her place, they should have moved together in a different place. He's just operating in a position of weakness. It's never a good idea to move in with a woman.
Other than Mother's Day, was there any other parenting time or visits with mom during the school year that you had?
During the school years, Kristen would come and get her, sometimes on the weekends, not every weekend. It was pretty much like every other weekend she came and got her.
Did Miss Williams ever make any statements that Emma Lou was unsafe or she didn't like how Emma was being treated in your care or anything like that?
She always accused me of not taking care of my kid, but I always took care of my kid. My kid was with me all the time unless I was at work.
Did she demand that Emma come and return to live with her?
That was after the school year.
But not during the school year. Okay. So then summer is going on. Emma was living with Miss Williams during the summer of 2022. And were you exercising any parenting time during that?
Up until our vacation, I seen her.
Okay. So that vacation was the end of July, correct?
Yes.
And so after that vacation, were you exercising any parenting time?
No, because Kristen got mad because I told her I had some concerns about where she was living with my daughter. And she told me she didn't care. I had to take her back there right now or she's calling the cops on me.
What were your concerns about where Emma was or where Miss Williams was living with Emma?
It didn't look like a safe place to live.
Why not? Were there animals? Was there?
There was animals. The one dog, every time I showed up there, that dog was chained up outside and didn't look very nice.
But you didn't file a motion
No.
at that point. We didn't have any
No,
specific
because
reason to say it was unsafe.
I was seeing her, and then, she like, oh, you can see her under my condition.
This nigga talks.
Where was Miss Williams living?
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Okay. Had she been living exclusively at that friend Abby's house?
Okay. A lot of selfish mothers.
When do you believe that she actually moved to Florida?
Sometime in October, like after her birthday. It was like that next Friday they left.
And that's when you, shortly thereafter is when you filed the motion for show cause, correct? You've not been able to see Emma since then at all?
Not personally.
Okay. You are doing FaceTime?
Jesus Christ.
Able to care for Emma?
Why is this guy so slow? And he's talking about what? Like you didn't understand what he said?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Jesus Christ.
Be fit to do that?
Yes.
Both the lawyer and him are type slow.
Okay. You said you're employed with school as a custodian?
Yep.
And what is your hourly rate there? Or how much do you make?
29, I want to say.
Okay.
The attorney is like, oh my God, how much do you make?
Okay. But you've been consistently working.
Yes.
You are currently living with Miss Arredondo?
Yes.
And how long have you been living with her?
Beginning of April.
Okay. Prior to living with her, where were you living?
With my parents.
Has there ever been a time where you've been homeless or unable to provide a roof over Emma's head?
No.
Are you still willing to care for?
From noon until 6. That's 4 years ago. I mean, 4.5 years ago. Have you exercised parenting time regularly over all of those years leading up to the current time frame that you're talking about?
So when you granted me that, the first weekend I picked up Emma, Kristen goes, oh, you can keep Emma down there. I'm going to come down and get her. And when she came down, she pretty much moved in at my parents' house and lived there for a whole year. And she on and off.
All right, so the two of you cohabitated in some respect for a period of time after that? All right. So you never really did the supervised parenting time then if the two of you were together, because all three of you were together, right?
Right.
All right. So
we weren't dating, but she was.
I get it. So if that happened right after that order was entered, how long did she live there then?
She lived there for a year, and then she moved out, and then she came back and lived there for like another year and a half.
No.
Ma'am, I'll let you testify. Just be quiet. So if we're talking 4.5 years, for at least a couple of those years,
You lived at
you weren't together, but you were living in the same place.
Yes.
Okay.
This never came up. Not only did his daughter live with him for 2.5 years, on 2 separate occasions, his baby mama lived there too at his mother's house. And then last year in 2022, their daughter stayed with him for at least 6 months alone. You know what else was happening during all this? He was still paying child support.
When did she move out of that place for good?
When she went to go live with her friend Abby.
And when was that?
I don't remember dates.
All right. So when she did
let's
that,
stop and talk. This has been running for a while.
After that?
What did you say?
I thought, let's stop and talk. It's been running for a while. Here's the thing. What I think a lot of men don't realize is you have to go. You have to pull up behind her. Figuratively, I'm speaking. Figuratively in court, when you're in court, and you got to go behind her and you got to sweet talk her in the ear, and you pull your knife out and you go for the throat. Because see, one thing I learned that I've seen from all these cases is women will go for the throat. They will say all types of shit.
Interrupt.
Your grandmother, auntie, uncle, cousins molested the child. For real.
Right.
And you was selling her out to slavery. They'll just tell bold-faced lies.
You Eliza Bluter.
Anything. They'll
Well,
lies.
Well, you see, then I blame the dude then. Because there's no way I'm going to be in court. You're going to say these things on me. And I don't say, when did you file the claim that I did any of these things? You said our daughter told us.
She still hasn't claimed it to this day. She still hasn't
Okay.
claimed it, but she keeps saying
it. Like, you're only going to get to say that once.
Yes.
And I notice these guys, when they're in court, it's like they're getting shined like a deer or something to get shot in the head.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? They don't speak like, you can't let somebody just lie on you and just sit there.
Well, Gary.
Yeah.
Just to say this and then you continue, and I'm sorry to cut you off. So the men in America have been so beaten by the courts that, you know what? It takes so much. It's like, man, it doesn't even matter what you do. Look at the reality here, right? The child sounds like it's been living with him most of the time.
Yeah. And he didn't.
Saying the mother gets full custody.
It was living with him. Well, not it. She was living with him the whole time because even when they were together, they were living in his mother's house.
Yes.
So like, isn't that your first set of artillery?
Yeah.
I mean, like that's what I'm saying.
He had a shitty ass lawyer. The lawyer sitting behind him is sitting next to him is a fucking trash ass lawyer.
Terrible.
There's no reason why I would have. If I was this dude, I would fire him right now in front of the judge.
Well, if I was him, I'd still have my child.
But
Because
again, you ain't seen part 3.
He's not filing.
Okay. All right, sorry, my bad.
He's not objecting when that big fat beluga horse, water horse starts talking. He's not.
I think you're a little wrong there, Black. I think she looks more like a manatee. You know what I mean? I'm looking at
it. Manatees aren't aggressive. Water horses are.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Let's be clear. They're all trailer trash here.
Yes, both of them. All 3 of them is trailer trash.
Honestly, the judge might be trailer trash. Look at the judge.
Yeah.
No. That's just how they judge.
Blacks.
That's how they dress in Florida, man. Them judges.
So the
Florida. Wait, this is Florida?
He's in Michigan.
No, that's Michigan trailer trash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he looks like it. I mean,
is the kid still in Florida?
Look just like him.
At this time, is the kid still in Florida?
Gary, think about this. This woman right here, which is her mother, right? Her mother owns a house in Florida and a house in Michigan, but she don't stay in it. She won't let her daughter stay in that house.
Because she can't pay rent. And mama knows that.
How you look at it. I don't care how you look at it. She won't let her live in her house, period.
What does that tell you?
Mama knows her daughter.
That's what I'm saying.
After that.
I don't want this useless whore in my house.
Every other weekend, I had her.
Was it supervised, or did you just have her on your own?
Well, I was living at my parents' house, so yeah, you can call it supervised.
Okay. I mean, you could come and go. It's not like she was enforcing supervision requirement. Or was she?
No, she was. Kristen never told me that someone had to be there with me. I always came and got her by myself, and she never had a problem with that.
Okay. And so
he's
you had weekends
you
for some period of time.
He's telling on himself too much, man. Shut up, nigga.
Yes.
Child's 7 now, right?
Yes.
So what grade she in?
Second
grade?
First.
And where'd she go to first grade?
First grade was
7's not second grade, guys.
She's going to 8. She's going to 8.
I thought so.
She didn't go to school for like the first 2-3 weeks. And then they turn around and got the file transferred to.
So she went to part of the first grade year?
Yes.
She didn't go because of her mother, not because of
Transferred
him.
to Cedar Springs in December. You got her? Or
Well, wait,
January?
am I
Oh,
wrong? Is
no, I think
7
first
not
grade is the
second
greatest.
grade?
It is.
Yeah,
It
you're
is.
right. It should be.
You're right.
And she sits here and says first and then last?
No. 7 should be first grade because you're 6 when you're in kindergarten.
No, you're 5.
No.
Not always. I've seen plenty of 6-year-olds in 6.
So it depends on the birthday.
Yeah, it depends on the birthday. But there are 6-year-olds in kindergarten. Then 7th is first grade. 8 is second grade.
I know, but I
It's
think
just depends.
generally second grade is 7.
Yeah, sure. Within months of range, it really doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, I get you. Depends on the month where your birthday fell.
Listen, I'm not gonna let you cheat this man because you believe in him.
I know,
yeah, right, Gary.
When you need 7-year-old in grade 1.
I'm giving him the right thing because he said first grade, and I'm giving that to him.
No, he said second
He
grade.
said second grade. She said first.
He said first. She said
no,
second.
he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Money.
Go back.
Money?
Go back.
All right, here we go. We're gonna go back just a little bit further, right there.
Or was she?
No, she was. Kristen never told me that someone had to be there with me. I always came and got her by myself, and she never had a problem with that.
Okay. And so you had weekends then for some period of time up until December of 2021.
Yes.
Child's 7 now, right?
Yes.
So what grade she in?
Second.
Second grade?
First.
And where'd she go to first grade?
I didn't hear it. Don't keep looking up at the sky, boy. Don't keep looking up at the sky. Because I didn't want to take your money. That's why I said, you know what I mean? I'm donating to you. I can't take your money.
Wait a minute. I've been drinking, so it don't matter to me.
Motherfucker. Now you're being a female. This is why. I know I'm wrong, but there's a reason for it.
I've been drinking. Look at my eyes. They're already chatting.
Shut the fuck up, man. Don't even lie. I mean, we man here. You know what I mean? Don't play that shit. Just say I'm wrong, and then we move on.
No. I've been drinking, so this is my excuse. But I'm clearly wrong. I'm clearly wrong. But I got a reason. I can't remember like I used to when I've been drinking.
You lying motherfucker. Stop it. who want to bet? Who want to bet?
Go to school for like the first.
Someone
like,
said this shit. Shit, I don't know.
And then they turn around and got the file transferred to.
All right, hold on. Let me read the super chat. This is for Tom being wrong. Oh, we have a newcomer to the panel, Denise.
Hello.
Right. Hello, how you doing? What do you got to say about this?
Oh, here go the gynocracy.
I don't even know what's going on. I'm new to this.
I've never seen you before. So thank you for coming up.
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. What are we watching here?
We are watching
a water horse lie to the judge.
No, you're not. You're watching a man get pegged.
Well, we're watching a family court case of 2 people that can't get their stories together, pretty much. Either side, but he's more in the right than she is. So
I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah. But hey, thank you for coming up. We'll watch it together. It doesn't matter. Let's go.
Thank you.
Of the first grade year?
Yes.
And then she transferred to Cedar Springs in December. No. You got her, or January?
So,
Your Honor, I think first grade is the grade that she's currently.
Yeah, first grade is the grade she's currently in. She went to young.
Oh, he was right.
In a young 5s and in kindergarten. 5s, I want to say it was like part of the year. Kristen got mad, moved out, took Emma, and that was it. And then kindergarten, she came back to and ended December, 1st of January.
All right, but she didn't go to school the first part of that year?
I don't remember what happened there. Why we changed, like.
So when you got her in December of last year, not 2022, but 2021, did you have to transfer her from a school to? Did you just sign her up for?
I just signed her up for.
So the mother
she had not been going to school the entire.
Probably not. I don't know.
I'm not asking questions I already know the answer to. I'm trying to find out what's going on.
Kristen had her for that first semester. I had her for the second.
Okay. Was she in school in that first semester? Sorry, I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't know if she was. I just signed her up, and the school did everything else.
So you're not sure if she was in school in the fall of 2021 or not?
Yes.
When you got her in December or January, you signed her up for Cedar Springs and she finished out the school year there.
Why is her face? Why is she smiling so much? I don't. It just bothers me. Like you don't know the problem. You didn't have your child in school the entire time, and you're smiling about it. That's annoying. It's just no accountability there. That's what pisses me off. I think that's what pisses me off more. There's no accountability between her and her mother. That's
None.
crazy.
Yes.
Did she go to school every day?
Yes.
Did she do relatively well?
Yes. That's when I was stopping in and seeing her during school.
Okay. And that was kindergarten then?
Yes.
Okay. And did they
Mayo, the
recommend that
link's
she
at the
move on to
top.
first grade?
Yes.
Okay. Even though she may have
Hold
missed
on,
some or
I'll
all
again.
of the first half of the year?
I got it.
She was doing really good in school.
Okay. How was her behavior?
For the first, couple weeks, it was bad. But when I started popping in there and seeing her and all that, then her attitude changed. Like I didn't go in there every day, but like it was like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I stopped in there and I seen her until it was time for her to go to the bus.
Okay.
And her teacher was perfectly fine with that.
I'm sorry. How was her behavior at home?
At home, it was fine. She listened.
Explain her medical condition to me. What she require medication for? I made an allegation that you didn't give her medication that she requires. Explain that to me.
I gave her medicine as it said on the bottle.
Okay, what does she have? What condition does she require the medication for?
She's got asthma.
Okay, is that it?
Yes.
So what medication is she prescribed for asthma?
There's a pill. There's 2 inhalers in her nasal, but one of the inhalers says take as needed, not every day.
All right, so the pill is every day?
Yes.
You give it to her every day?
Yes.
One inhaler is every day?
Yes.
And you give her a puff every day?
It's like 2 puffs in the morning, 2 puffs at night, and yes, she got it.
She got those? Okay.
And the nasal was every day, every night.
And she got that every day?
Oh, somebody's on that booger sugar.
And then the second inhaler, she only
Boy,
got that if she had a bad reaction to something?
If she was coughing real hard or breathing real hard, she got it.
Okay. All right.
Because I was doing what the doctor told me, not what Kristen told me.
So probably she was on a low dose of prednisone. She was on a daily Advair or something like that to control her asthmatic. And then, yeah, it's usually a small dose of prednisone.
Yeah.
No.
And then she had a rescue inhaler for emergencies.
Right.
Oh, what? She just got asthma, or she got more kind of conditions?
She probably has bronchial conditions and also that asthma.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so
And
so the
obviously
junkie
she
mother gave her all
she
these
also had
things there.
allergies too. So she had a year-round allergies. So that's probably something. Because I take year-round allergy medicine. As you can see, I always sound like I'm nasally than a motherfucker, but just that I have year-round allergies. So it is what it is.
because you're in Florida.
Figure this shit out there, blacks.
Huh?
I'm allergic to allergy medicine.
Nigga, you allergic to life.
Only in America.
Figure that shit out. I'm allergic to. Listen, I break out in hives like a motherfucker, bro. That's crazy. I've been like this since a child.
Are you allergic to penicillin?
No.
Okay. I'm allergic to penicillin. So I was just wondering maybe. Huh?
So was the wife.
Your wife, yeah. That's
and every
crazy.
pain medication, so she can't take pain. She can't take morphine, none of that shit, man. When they gave her ass morphine, you should have seen how loopy and crazy she was. That shit was hilarious.
Hey, that's why and when I was in the army, when everybody had to take that peanut butter shot, I got right on out of it.
Oh, I didn't take it either. So
right up that anyway. B-Rad, man, I gotta address you, boy. You sipping hard, boy.
Nothing wrong with that.
B-Rad.
What's the peanut butter shot?
Huh?
It's a
It's a cocktail.
Cocktail of a lot of shit.
Yeah, it has a whole bunch of what's the
And
word?
it goes in you like peanut butter because it hurts.
Boy.
It sting like a motherfucker, boy.
You see him?
Gamma-globulin.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I just never heard that before. That's why I'm asking, brother.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep it going. This shit was hilarious. All she had was asthma, and that's ain't no one. This gets stupid. She got it from this fat bitch.
Any other condition that she has that requires attention or medication?
Not that I know of. Kristen doesn't tell me everything.
You feel like you have a pretty good bond with your child?
Yes.
Explain that. What makes you say that?
She always likes to come to see me. She's always happy when, right now when I'm video chatting her. She likes being around me.
What kind of fun stuff did you guys do when she was living with you for those 6 or 7 months?
When I was at my parents' house, we played outside. When I had my parents' quad running, we went for rides on that. When I was started living with Sam, we went to the trampoline park. We go for trips. We go to the lake.
She yell and scream, splash around, have a good time when she's with you, doing stuff like that?
Yeah.
She's not all withdrawn or hesitant about being with you or anything like that?
No.
So you said she does well in school. She old enough to probably didn't have any homework last year that you had to really do with her, or did she?
It was just like reading.
You read to her?
Huh?
You read to her or read with her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Reading and, learning her, ABCs and, counting and all that.
Do you have a meal schedule?
Who the fuck
Are you
has
kinda
a
on
meal
your own
schedule?
for food or what?
I would make her food.
You made her food? Did you make her breakfast?
Cereal.
Did she get school lunch or did you make a lunch for her every day?
School
She had
lunch.
school lunch.
Okay. How about dinner?
Well, when I was living at my mom's house, it was
We got
whatever
easy,
my mom made for
motherfucker.
dinner. Or if she didn't make anything, it's chicken nuggets or pizza rolls.
This nigga said
Or
chicken. God
ramen noodles.
What about in your house? Well, you were gone because you were working the second shift.
Y'all gotta stop laughing, man. You gotta stop that. At least the man is honest. You know what I mean? I bet you she wasn't getting no chicken nuggets and pizza roll at her mom's.
It don't even matter. But the fact that he admitted that shit in court just makes him sound.
Yeah, that
stupid
just
shit.
doesn't look good.
Well, he should win because who would admit that if that's a lie?
Like, nigga, did she get a vegetable? No, she got pizza rolls and chicken nuggets and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, he said that when his mom didn't cook.
We also gave her some high end sodium goddamn ramen noodles.
Oh man, you're cold. But Uncle Tom, he said that only when mama didn't cook.
Yeah, mac and cheese is vegetables, right? Because it's made out of wheat.
No, mayo, ketchup is vegetables.
Hey man, he's feeding her. He's feeding her all the potassium bromide, boy. My God.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, man. My middle son, right? All that motherfucker ate for like the good first 5 years of his life was goddamn chicken nuggets from goddamn McDonald's. That boy used to cry for them motherfuckers, boy. Hey, we said, you know what? This is costing us an arm and a leg. Fuck that nigga get no more chicken nuggets. We gonna force his ass to eat everything else. And ever since then, he been good. But boy, chicken nuggets was a way of life with ranch dressing. Because if you left out the ranch dressing, oh my God, he would die.
I blame you parents, you shitty bastards.
Well, shit.
Hold on. Like, tell me, Tom, when you were growing up, you could choose what you want to eat?
Well, considering he was autistic and I have a white wife that
I understand. I need not say no more. You know what I mean? Because we grew up, if it went on the table, you ate it. You don't eat it, go to bed. Go to bed.
It's been plenty of nights I went to bed hungry.
You too? Liver day for me.
When my dad used to
I'm
make
not about to
okra,
eat that.
when he used to make okra and salmon, I was in the bed. No, I ain't eating that shit.
I just want to say this. You Negroes was abused. I had a meal every night. Now,
Listen.
I can't wait to see the judge question the mother like this because it's got to be coming.
No, it's not coming. It's not.
No.
Come on, black thoughts.
Right.
Come on, you know better.
Hold on. He does a decent job, but he already knew what he was messing with when he got with her. He already knew. The judge already knew when she brought up lazy ass up there and sat in that chair and didn't even show up on time. What he knew what he was messing with.
Okra is delicious,
Okra, shut the fuck up, man.
I'm with Uncle Tom with that. You know what I mean? That was
that's the only vegetable I hate is okra.
Yeah, it looked too slimy, man. Just looking at it make me
What
wanna.
about fried okra?
It's still okra.
Fried, dyed, it's still okra. It's nasty.
You hear me? I told you, there's 2 nights I go to bed hungry: liver night and okra night.
Yeah,
I don't eat those things.
I don't like salmon either. So salmon was my like kryptonite for a long time. Everyone in my house ate salmon. I fucking hate. I tasted it one time, and it just.
Do you guys eat asparagus?
Yeah,
I love asparagus. Asparagus
Nope.
is delicious.
That's crazy.
It makes the pea smell weird.
Yeah, I ate it twice in my life, and I went to and I said, I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing this again.
Hey,
And then I said, there's something wrong with me.
What is it? B12. B12.
Yeah, it helps scrub. It helps scrub your urine if you have issues. Urinating, it helps clean your bloodstream. is awesome, man.
But if you eat too much of it, it makes crystals as well.
I'm having salmon. I had salmon last. I said I'm having salmon tonight. My fat ass had salmon last night after we got off.
Oh,
what? I like lima beans too.
Lima beans is delicious.
I'm with you there. I love lima beans.
But I can't believe you from Jamaica and you don't like okra.
Bruh, I'm from Jamaica and I don't eat curry.
Let me tell you, I had an okra and lima bean soup that was amazing.
And you know what?
I'm from Oklahoma and I don't eat catfish, and that's a lot of catfish to come out of Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, if I don't catch the
Oklahoma's got
fish,
that muddy water catfish though.
Well, that's because they go noodling. That noodling.
Yeah, it just tastes like dirt. That catfish tastes like dirt.
no, I've never eaten catfish.
Yeah.
You know, just the name of it scares me. You know what I mean? Just the name cat. I can't eat you.
Boy, I love catfish, man.
Gary.
Especially when
I'm just being honest.
Especially when you catch freshwater catfish, man.
I can't do it, blacks. Just it's the name.
Man, they're good, man. You can catch them at like 35 feet. I went fishing when we caught catching bass and crappie. We caught I say out of 100 we caught like 15 catfish as they were down there.
I personally will eat a little bit of bass, not a whole lot. I like a bass a little bit, but if it was to eating fish, it's either flounder or where's the other one? God damn it,
Trout.
Cod. I like cod and flounder. That's about
cod
it.
is all right. It's a white fish. It's good.
Yeah.
It's like cod is. It's pretty much a crappie.
I like my food like I like my women.
Hey, and I know this isn't a vegetable for sure, but I also like eating those them doggone Fruit of Islam navy bean pies, man.
I haven't had a bean pie since I was.
Yeah, bean pie.
I had one when I was like 5 or 6, but I can't remember what it tastes like.
It's good, man.
Only reason why I
no meat in it?
My dad was from California, and that's what they used to sell all the fucking time.
It's
hey,
like
got bean pies.
Look, it's like eating a sweet potato pie.
Okay,
sure is.
If they made them still, I would eat them. I promise you. I like beans. So I mean, I still listen. And I'm gonna tell you how ghetto it is.
Hold on. Maybe because I'm from Canada. What do you mean bean pie? No meat?
Oh my god! So
what kind of pie is there? I know chicken pot pie. I know beef pie.
Okay, so no, it's not like one of them mincemeat pies from them across the pond, bastard. I'm talking about so they take the navy beans just like they would take any other filling for a pie, and then they puree it. They add sugars and spices. And it's
I know I know the formula. I'm just saying, how can you eat a pie without meat?
Easy, motherfucker.
Apple pie.
Just like I eat goddamn
you eat
pumpkin
apple pie?
That's fruit. But on top of just beans without meat, that's just crazy.
Hey man, you gotta try it. It's delicious.
Hey, have
I
you,
mean,
have you ever
it like you guys have potato pie, no
Gary,
meat.
have you
Potato pie.
Gary,
It's
have you
sweet
ever
potato
eaten
pie,
have
Gary.
you ever eaten goddamn beans and hot dogs, motherfucker? Have you ever
Are you
eaten pork and
nuts?
beans and hot dogs?
Ugh. You know what I mean?
See, that's how ghetto
The last time I
tell
ate
you.
pork was pork chops, and that was 1983. The last time I ate pork.
About
I haven't
a
ate
month
pork in
ago,
over
I
30
ate.
years.
Listen,
I
that's
hear you,
how old.
Gary.
That's how ghetto I am. See,
with
I'm
you,
not.
Gary.
I'm a sophisticated
Bob,
hoe nigga, right? I eat pork and beans and hot dogs. Only beef though, but I still eat them shits, and them shits is delicious.
well, you know,
Bruh, from I seen how they made a hot dog, I could never eat one in my life.
Oh,
I don't eat those kind of stuff. Well, I'll tell you, brothers, I've never eaten anything that come out of a can except for corned beef in my whole life. I've never eaten them little hot dogs and that kind of stuff. Like, we don't eat out of cans.
And corned beef is a Caribbean delight.
Yeah,
No.
Yes.
Yo, hold on. I was just about
yes,
to say
that's thing
that.
to eat out of a can.
Yo, my wife is half Jamaican. She got my daughter stuck on that corned beef in the can. I'll be like, yo, get that shit. Yo, anytime that shit gets made, I barely, unless I'm like on the last leg, I eat that
But
shit.
it stink though. It
That,
hey, man, I used to love the corned beef and hash, man.
that shit is
yeah.
well, corned beef hash with the potatoes.
That's the corned beef hash in the can.
No.
That's a corned beef hash. You guys eat spam. You can't even talk to me when you tell me about corned beef.
Corned beef from the goddamn deli, right? You can go buy that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
Oh yes, that's a different kind of corn. If
like
I'm
the
making
Reuben.
sandwiches,
Like eating a Reuben sandwich.
but
That's disgusting.
But Gary,
yeah, Reuben.
You don't like the Reuben, man. You strike me as a Reuben eating.
Yes,
man.
sir.
I can't stand that.
Gary, do you still eat saltfish and dumpling?
No.
I only eat it when I go to either South America or Jamaica. I don't really eat it up here because I don't really like stuff that goes on ice.
Bob's
You
like,
see, because you got to freeze it and it's got to go in the fridge.
All right, Denise, so since we got a lady on the panel, I'm going to ask her, what of this have you heard that you eat?
Oh my God. None of that. I'm like,
She's like, I don't want to offend none of you jigaboos.
She's like, chicken nuggets and mac and cheese.
I'm just normal black. I don't know. I just eat fried chicken and macaroni and cheese.
That's something else I've never eaten in my life, eh? I've never eaten macaroni and cheese.
She's a chickatarian. I'm with you. 'Cause I'm one of those too.
I've never eaten it in my life.
Gary, you've never had macaroni and cheese?
I've never had Kraft dinner. I don't eat that stuff.
No. We're not talking about Kraft. No.
Macaroni and cheese. I don't eat that stuff, man.
You know, for the longest time, I
don't eat it, Gary.
I mean, like I told you, the only thing I've ever eaten out of a can is corned beef. Nothing else in my life.
Macaroni don't come in a can?
Carrots. What? Or a box. Sorry, or even in a box. I don't eat that stuff.
And cheese, Gary, does not.
Well, that's good.
You don't eat spaghetti?
I've eaten that once in my life, and then the second time, my mom made it, and the second time they got a picture of me after I got my beating, and I said, "I'm not eating. I'll take another beating, but I'm not eating it." It looked like worm and blood.
Check your taste buds, Gary.
Gary survives off the ganja. But
No. Like I like seafood. Like I love fresh fish. You know what I mean? I love steak. I eat chicken. I used to eat pork. I ate pork until 1983. Like 40 years ago, I stopped eating pork.
The pork of the sea, shrimp?
It's got to be different. Like me, you catch it and you got to clean out the shit. If you don't clean out the shit, I can't eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm like,
I can't eat it. You know what I mean? I like crawfish.
Oh my God! You eat crawfish? You eat bugs in the fucking lake? Ugh.
Yeah, like I said, you can call it whatever the hell you want. You clean that
Freshwater
shit out, I'll
cockroach.
eat 100 of them.
Freshwater cockroach.
Okay, Gary, I have a question for you. Do you
I
eat
hear
it
you,
with the
Gary.
eyeball still attached or not?
What, the fish?
The crawfish, yeah. The
No,
bugs
no,
in
man. You rip
river.
the head off.
Oh, Gary.
Oh God.
Gary,
You
stop.
rip the head off, skin back the
before you
what's
cook
it
it,
called, the shell, and eat
before you
that
cook it.
motherfucker up.
Before you cook it or after you cook it?
How can you eat food that you don't cook?
Listen,
I'm not a weirdo, brother.
I'm talking about the way you cook. You take the head off before you cook it or after you cook it?
After.
Oh my God! So you get to see the eyeballs and shit and the little fangy.
Oh, what, you get scared when you see the eyeballs there, Uncle Tom?
Yes.
You think they're gonna bite you?
Listen, I don't get scared, right? See,
You're
I
the
have
one
this
that thinks
thing.
spaghetti is blood and worms.
I was 9. I was 9. I was traumatized. Sorry there, Mayo.
I have this. I don't know if it's a phobia,
Gary, man.
but I cannot eat anything that I know what it was before I got it. Meaning
real?
I can't eat fish that still have eyeballs on it, right? I can't see it. I don't want to see it or I can't eat it.
What about
I
pork?
can't eat things that are listen. You don't know what a pork is because pork is a huge ass animal. The only way you know what it is if you slice that bitch up.
You know
or
what's
you
in a
eat it.
pig?
No, if you have I can't eat a fish. I can't eat a pig whole. Like when they do it in Hawaii where they put it underneath the fire and then underneath the stand.
Well, they put it on the
Yeah, I can't
spit?
do that.
And you've never eaten roast
I
No,
pig?
that's
can't do
disgusting.
it.
That's
because
awesome. It
I
tastes
know
delicious.
what it. No.
Oh my
I
God!
know
You guys.
what
No.
it is. It
And then you
has
eat
to
the
be
cracklings?
ground up.
Lex, no,
No,
please.
listen,
Lex.
Come on,
listen,
Bob.
listen,
Come on
listen.
now.
No, man, come on.
You
Wait,
never been
hear
to a
me.
luau?
You're
can't
not
eat
hearing me.
pig.
I've been to a luau, but I cannot eat it because I know what it comes from.
No
Right?
pork, guys.
Meaning I can
I eat
see
the
it
swine.
being cooked. I can't eat fish with eyeballs. I can't eat crawdaddies or whatever with the fake
No, I can't eat
eyeballs.
that
and
either.
everything.
That's
I
disgusting.
can't eat goddamn crab legs or anything like that because I
can't eat that either. That's
I
disgusting.
can eat crab dip because I don't know it because the meat's already pulled out and it's inside something else. It can be hidden. Okay, cool.
Kai, you weren't lying, Kai.
What else? I can't eat fish that's like on a plate. The whole fish, I can't eat it. I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I can barely eat chicken on a bone because I know it's a bone in
He
there.
a chicketarian.
Wow.
Here.
And you
Look,
call me weird?
Vegetarian.
You feed yourself on
For the
Ooh,
For the longest
sorry, my
time, I
bad.
thought pork and beans.
And I don't eat steak either, so.
For the longest
See,
time, I thought it
you
was
know he's a
redundant.
weirdo now. You know,
No, I don't.
even the girl opened her mouth. You don't eat steak, the
No, I
lifeblood of men.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. I eat very thinly sliced steakums, I guess you call it.
So you eat.
Someone wife just texted me, right? She said, "I'm thinking for dinner tomorrow we could have corned beef and rice with kalaloo."
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I do not eat corned beef out of a can. That's weird.
That's the only thing I eat out of a can, Black Thoughts. I'm
Black
sorry.
Box, have you ever ate a chicken out of a can?
Chicken comes out of a can?
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you have a chicken in a can.
What's
yeah.
that? Chicken in the sea bullshit?
You remember?
No,
You remember those?
No. It's a full chicken in a can.
Hold on.
Yep, I've got
need
to like 2
clarify
cases of that.
I don't buy any of these things.
I hear you, Kai.
Don't worry, Kai. Kai, we'll never blame you for Uncle Tom.
I don't buy these things. What the hell is a steakum? I don't buy that.
Well, a steakum is what it is. It's very
Chicken in a can.
Yeah,
I don't eat that. That's
crazy.
nasty.
Well,
Chicken in a can should not.
Where
be
do
like
they
that.
have chicken in a can? I've never heard this in my life.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up for you, you, dirty ass motherfucker. I'm gonna.
You go ahead because I've never heard of that in my life.
No.
Go ahead, Mayo.
It's America, man. We eat, yeah.
Chicken in the
Now, like I
kill.
said, man, I thought pork and beans and hot dogs. I thought that was a redundant term.
It's whatever Sam made for dinner.
Other than her asthma, did she have any health issues when she was in your care that required
Oh, I didn't mean to start that. I'm sorry.
She got plenty of clothes.
My bad.
Well, pork and beans is gross. I don't
Well,
eat pork and beans.
the
I eat
pork-
vegetarian beans.
The
You
pork and
Vegetarian
pork and beans?
beans.
I don't want nothing to do with you because I don't do it.
I've never had that in my life either.
saying the pork and beans, it's the pork that's already in the can with the beans.
Yeah.
Never had it. I told you.
It's bacon. It's bacon. Doggone it. It's bacon.
Oh, okay.
I'll eat bacon. I'll eat bacon.
My brother probably had it.
Here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Give me a second.
I don't eat pork and beans. I just make
pork and beans are delicious. But
baked
you know what I
beans.
like? You know what I like? Pinto beans, black beans that you actually got to pick through and make sure they all right. The black eyed peas, I love them
Yeah.
shits too. My
Yeah.
God, give me some black eyed peas. I fuck them shits up.
Well, you see, when I'm coming up, you can't buy that in the store. You got to shell them.
Okay, here you go, Gary. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Hold on, I gotta see it. Whole chicken in the can right there.
Wow. That's the first time I've ever seen it.
Look at that
And they
shit.
sell it at Walmart?
Yeah,
man.
Sweet Sue. They got it on Amazon. I put a link in the back.
Whoa, brothers. Please take it off the screen.
I'm telling
Chicken
you
in
guys.
a can.
Look, a whole chicken, motherfucker. Sweet Sue.
With giblets. With
Ooh.
giblets.
Giblets. Look at this how it come out.
Come on. I apologize. Don't torture me. I can't take it. Thank you.
Giblet gravy and everything.
Ooh. Whoa,
I
man.
tried to tell you, man. I tried to tell you.
Hey, Grandma.
What's going on?
Hey, you know, it's hard for me to call you a wench every time I see it.
That's why I say grandma. I say grandma.
You guys making me hungry. I'm sitting here listening to all this stuff, and I'm like, man, I ate that growing up. Yeah.
Hell
no.
Hey,
I like the fried bologna and eggs for breakfast.
I love fried bologna. I love fried bologna.
I love it. Hey, look.
Fried hot dog sandwiches.
Yep, love them.
Have you guys been to Hawaiian Bros, right? You guys been to Hawaiian Bros.
Yeah.
So y'all don't get the little spam masubis?
Who eats spam?
It's musubis.
And you don't buy them, you make them, and every single one of our boys knows how to do it properly.
Yes, and they're delicious.
But
Yeah. You just gotta you gotta be able to get the seaweed here.
Yeah.
Spam sushi.
The real good ones. Yes.
Look, every
it's
Pacific
called a musubi. All it is spam, rice, and seaweed.
Yeah, it's a spam sushi.
Yeah.
Are you talking that spam thing that come out of a can?
That's what I'm questioning.
Every Pacific
Spam comes out of a can, yes.
Every country or island I've ever been to.
Don't ever say anything about my corned beef there, Uncle Tom. Because if you tell me that you ate spam, yo,
delicious.
Y'all eat that gelato that comes out of a can?
You gotta fry it first.
Black thoughts. We all like motherfuckers sophisticated like you, okay? Some of us got it out the fucking mud, okay? I came from the fucking mud. Straight up.
Yvette said Loco Moco, yep.
Hey, I came from the mud and I still ain't eat no goddamn spam.
Facts. I'm out the mud with rice and beans.
Yeah.
Give me my rice and beans and hold your spam.
Yo.
We're all skinny before the Navy dropped off loads of spam.
Now they have a spam festival down Waikiki Beach, right?
They do.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Oh, but let's look at the people them before they were fit and healthy. And what you Americans do, drop off spam. Now they're all fat.
Get him down.
We gotta get him fucked up out of here.
You shut up.
I'm gonna tell you like this. You ain't gonna talk bad about my spam, okay?
You're not gonna talk bad about Hawaii.
Spam is delicious.
And it's not Jamaica. We know.
You fried up,
fucking
boy.
delicious,
It's
bro.
delicious.
Have you had
It's like I like-
spam meatloaf? Spam
Hell
meatloaf?
no. I ain't gonna say that one.
No, that's what those little Danish hams are. That's all those little Danish hams are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Hold on. Educate me. What's a Danish ham?
Oh my
No, wait, stop laughing at me because I don't know shit. I mean, stop. It's what?
Chopped ham in a can.
Flax, when are you making chili?
Okay.
I made it.
Danish ham is
I
chopped
made it and I forgot to record it, so I'm gonna make it again on Sunday.
Oh, I'm over here waiting.
Wow.
Hey,
So,
go ahead.
wow. So, Grandma, you're telling me Danish ham is chopped ham in a can?
We already went over this, Gary. You can Google it.
It's chopped. It's chopped ham.
I've never heard this in my life.
It's chopped ham that's been formed or shaped into the shape of a ham. And it's in a can, and it's good. You slice it, you fry it, you eat it.
Hey,
Oh yeah, I
Denisha,
eat the
hey, none
chitlins
of
too.
us eat chitlins. I can't eat
Whoa,
chitlins.
Hell no.
Hey,
you gotta beat me to
Black
death.
thoughts eat chitlins. Black thoughts eat chitlins. I
I
can't.
eat chitlins
I
too.
would die.
You
Hey,
don't eat no
I'd eat okra
Now look,
before I eat chitlins.
I haven't eaten chitlins in years, but
Oh my god.
I would like them when my dad would make.
Listen. I'm sorry, I ain't that fucking po. Okay.
They smell bad.
You know
I
that
ain't
no
that
New
po.
Yorker don't make
They
no
smell
damn
bad.
chitlins.
Yeah.
That shit don't happen. The only folks that used to eat chitlins that you know what? I ain't
Slaves.
even gonna go there.
He said slaves.
Facts, Gary.
Yes.
But that's what I thought. Like, who eats intestines?
It's shitterlings.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Shitterlings.
anything that like it's bad enough that I eat shrimp. You know what I mean? I shrimp is bad enough that you got to clean out that little line of shit. But how you gonna clean out whole? Oh, it's intestines, and nobody beating you, and you go eat it.
No one's beating you.
I agree, Gary.
So Bob, we all know that you came from a sophisticated household, right?
Yeah.
What is the dirt poor food that you've eaten in your lifetime? Because a lot of us don't get that dirt poor living like I did. But what about you? What kind of dirt poor food did you eat while you were a child? Or
We used,
adult?
we used to go to soul food restaurants all the time. I mean, it was
Wow. Yo, I'm
Chicken.
out of here.
He said soul food was dirt poor. I mean, that's true, but
To me, that's dirt poor. All right. But we didn't go out in the back and shoot a hog.
I'm with you there. If I can go buy it in the store, I'm not gonna go do it. I'm not gonna go kill an innocent
No,
animal.
we didn't do any of that either. But that's funny.
Sorry, I killed chickens back in the day.
My dad used to hit deer so we would have meat with his truck.
You can't
You
go
lucky
buy venison.
bastard!
Here's
I
the
hate
thing
you,
is,
Mayo.
You can't go
That's-
buy
that's
venison
the
in a store.
That's expensive
can?
ammunition, that car.
Yeah.
Oh no, not with a concrete filled steel tube bumper.
Oh my God!
Remember
Your dad's
he
trying
was
to kill
hitting, he
people
was
on the
hitting
road.
this shit with a '74 Dodge Power Wagon.
Your dad's trying to kill people on the road. My God!
No, he's just getting dinner. What's wrong with you?
He run over your meal.
You know what I mean? Hey, I'd take some roadkill deer any day over spam.
I mean, if you hit it, you might as well take it up and put it on your top of your car and keep it moving.
Well, he must have been dodging game wardens his entire life.
Oh, he worked third shift. They were all over the roads when he came home.
Oh man!
See,
How many
okay,
of y'all have
not
eaten
that I'll tell you the poor food that we ate. It's called chicken back.
Oh, I got you. I don't like that. I don't
Right,
like
right,
that.
yeah, I mean, well, that was, you know what that used to be called when I'm coming up? Ghetto steak.
Yeah, that's nasty. My dad. To be honest with you, my dad is a really good cook. I've met a couple of cooks that's better than him, but not many. He can cook damn near anything and try to make it taste good. Not saying that it would. I hate his okra no matter what, but everything else and his fried green tomatoes, I hate those two. Other than that, most of the food he makes, I will fuck the fuck up.
Mind you, it takes 3 days, so you better
Listen.
better not
That
be hungry
motherfucker
for
dude
3
be
days.
cooking for hours. He cooks for hours. So he can start at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You ain't eating till 12 o'clock in the morning.
At least you're eating. Be grateful, you bastard.
Listen, this has been the way. I didn't even know what it felt like to eat at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon until I met my wife, because the simple fact is we always used to eat at like 12. 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Yo, that shit pisses me off. yo, I don't play. I'm like, yo, listen, we got to be done eating by 6:37, and even that to me is kind of late. I ain't gonna lie. But like that whole 8, 9, 10. Listen, my kids got to be in bed. They got school. They don't need to be eating and then going right to bed. Woman, have the meal done by the time I get home.
I'm gonna help you out.
and that's it.
My motherfucking mama can't cook. Now, if she want to cook some old school spiritual food, yeah, she can make some beans and rice and some, man, that shit is delicious. I ain't gonna lie. Some collard greens, she fucks them shits up. I love them shits to death. But when it comes to like a regular meal, I'm be like, ooh, who cooked that? Oh no, I can't eat. I'm not eating. It's a lot of nights I went to bed hungry because my mama can't cook. So I'm going to bed.
You can't say that about your mom, man.
My mama know. I told her to her face. I'm not scared to tell her face she can't cook. She knows she can't cook.
No.
I used to go to my homeboy house to eat because my mom can't cook.
Let me tell you something.
When she make beans and rice, bro, I'll fuck that shit up. But when she made some regular shit, nah, dog, I'm going to someone else's house or I won't eat.
Let me tell you something. My mother wasn't big on cooking. I just didn't have a choice. But listen, if I had to choose, chill, mom, leave me out of that. So I'm gonna back you up here, Uncle Tom.
Hey, Black Thoughts. Have you ever eaten at Amy Ruth's in New York?
Amy
I heard
Ruth?
about it.
No.
No, I just saw it one time. I was watching. You know how they do those videos of people not talking, and all you do is see them cooking, food in a restaurant or whatever from start to finish. And then they plate it. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, it's a place called Amy Ruth's. Man, it looks delicious. And I looked up, and it showed where it was at, and it was in New York. I was like, wow, man. I was, and the first thing I thought about was you. I was like, man, I wonder if Black Thoughts has ever eaten at Amy Ruth's or even knows where that is.
Oh. Well, how long has it been there?
Let me see.
And where is it located? Because
let me see.
I've become very high end over
What kind of food do they make there, Black?
Hey, look, it says it's on 113th West 116th Street, New York, New York.
Oh, 113th? I don't be
Isn't
up
that the
there.
hood?
Yeah, that's a hood. It's on Malcolm X Boulevard.
Somebody hit 113. I know that's got to be the hood.
Yeah, every time I hear hundreds, that's the hood. So it's the same out in Chicago. You in the hundreds? That's the hood.
Nobody goes
any
up
Martin Luther King Boulevard is the hood. So
Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Anything that's crossing, parallel,
Medgar
close
Evers.
to it.
Hey, well, anything dedicated to Black folk, we got to screw it up because we Black.
Jesse
Not
Jackson,
only that,
Wade.
anything that's uplifting is also ghetto too.
Hey, it has 4.3 stars.
Oh,
and
that's good.
And it has 5.3 thousand people.
Okay, that's not bad.
rated it.
No,
Yeah,
yo,
not
listen.
bad.
Yo, here's what's funny. I do believe it's good. You know why? Because in major cities, the holes in the walls, the best food you're ever gonna get.
I don't want a place that has a health department code.
Man, tell me about it.
I'm with you there, Bob.
I want a hole in the wall.
You know what the problem with the hole in the wall places are? You know roaches has already had the food before you.
Nah, you crazy. The hole in the wall.
Yo, man.
Hey,
Yo,
do y'all have that weekend food truck?
Yeah, we got
mashup?
it down here in Memphis. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just pretty cool. I'm about to go to mine tomorrow because they have it every weekend over in this plaza. I'm about to go hook it up tomorrow.
Yo, so I found a hole in the wall. A Mexican place, they were selling burritos and whatnot. Let me tell you something. This burrito was the size of Blacks Who Defy head. Yo,
What are you doing? Feeding the family with it?
I'm telling you, and this was probably like 2018 or something. Man, that joint was $10, but that burrito, they cooked the chicken right there, fresh in front of you.
I hear you.
That shit was huge.
First off, if you eating chicken in a burrito, you are absolutely wrong.
So what are you supposed to eat? Steak?
Yeah, what's up?
No, you eat ground beef.
Oh, dude, get out of here with that ground beef bullshit.
Shut up.
I've never had one of those either.
Have you ever had a chicken taco?
I've had one taco in my life.
It's fucking
I had a
disgusting.
lobster taco.
Do
One
y'all
taco
put-
in your life?
Okay, I
Yeah,
have a question for you.
I've been to Mexico like maybe 5 or 6 times.
Have you ever eaten rice in your burritos?
Yeah.
I've never had a
Disgusting.
burrito. I ate a taco once. Rest of the time, I found 3 nice restaurants that cook real food,
Hey,
like
you know what?
steak and lobster.
Gary,
All a burrito is.
you sure haven't eaten anything.
No, I'm very. My old lady would say I'm very boring. My old lady says I'm boring.
I literally eat chicken croissants, but that's not even that. I don't like chicken in a burrito, on a taco, anything. I don't like chicken inside of that. I much rather have my ground beef and my taco, okay, and my burrito.
I don't really eat ground beef.
Or this is where I do eat steak. I do eat steak in a burrito. I do that. That's the only place I pretty much eat steak because it's really thin. So, but I fucking hate rice in a burrito. That shit irritates the fuck out of me.
Rice is an integral part of a burrito.
No, it's not, because all it is a fucking filler. I'm not trying to fucking get a filler. Fuck that. Give me more meat, goddammit. Don't give me no goddamn
in a burrito.
All right, Uncle Tom. I saw your eyebrows go up just now. All right, bro. Okay. I get it.
I'm over here behind him going, why are you yelling? You sound like Gary. I'm going to have to turn you down.
You got to understand. I am very passionate about
Wait, see? Because I rub off on people.
My last name is Juan, right? So I'm very passionate about my burritos, and I hate rice in them. I fucking hate. I don't know why I hate rice in them. You can give me all the rest of the shit, just don't put rice in it, because it makes you full before you even get done eating. It's just that much. They put too much rice in it.
What riceless burrito have you seen?
A lot of burritos. I've eaten a lot of burritos in my life. I go out of my way to eat Mexican food.
All right. A show of hands. Who goes somewhere and seen riceless burritos?
Oh, I'm not saying that you do. I just take it out.
You know what, guys?
Hey, this is a Chipotle. This is a Chipotle Mexican here.
Hey, best burritos I've ever had were in New Mexico, and because they make them, you can order them Christmas with that red and green chili.
You don't like? Do you like birria?
Oh, birria tacos.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
them shit are delicious, bro.
Oh,
and that has pork in it, so I fucks that shit stuff.
Birria tacos, man, and then you dip it into the
sauce? The chili sauce or chili, whatever it is.
Yeah, the sauce that they use, that comes from the drippings off the meat, and then they mix it. Oh my!
You know what's fucked up is every time I go get them, they're always out of them. I'll be pissed off. Always out of them.
Well, I hope.
I guess you got to go early.
Well, either that or I get tamales or enchiladas. I love my enchiladas. Don't get me wrong. I love me some enchiladas.
Black Mexican.
I told you my name is Juan, nigga.
It ain't got nothing to do with me. The only time I eat ground beef is as ground steak, and the old lady's making shepherd's pie.
I don't see.
I love shepherd's pie too.
That's one of my favorite, fun, not real food.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you how much we ate shepherd pie in my life. My wife used to make it like our Thursday meal every fucking Thursday. You knew shepherd pie was coming.
I love shepherd pie.
Hey, I wouldn't complain.
No, I didn't. I'm not the one who complained. It's the kids who complained. Like, do we have to eat this every?
And who on this panel has had Italian beef?
I have.
Veal?
Huh? You talking about veal?
No, Italian beef. An Italian beef sandwich.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of delis up
Never heard it referred to as that.
So there's a place. Okay, so the best Italian beef that I've ever had, and most people have ever had, it comes out of a place called Portillo's in Chicago, and there's a couple of them around the country now. But all it is a sandwich dipped in a dipped sandwich, pretty much, And it has sweet peppers on it. It has jardinera on it, and it has shaved beef on it, and it's just bliss in a bun. And yes, I can't remember the guy's name who created. Well, he didn't create it, but who made it popular in Chicago. He used to sell it out of like a doghouse sized little on the side restaurant that he would pull around on his cart. And it's been a household staple in Chicago forever.
And they're called French dip sandwiches in most places.
I know what a French dip sandwich is, but this is not that.
Different?
Yeah. Look it up.
The beef dip is the best.
It's delicious. It's delicious.
So do y'all like Cuban sandwiches?
Oh yeah.
With the dunk what is it called? What is it called? It's called a au jus.
No, anjou. That's the French dip. French dip sandwich.
Same damn thing, but they call it an au jus. Okay.
What about poutine?
It's okay. It's all right.
We are the kings of that here.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
You're the kings of that there, Gary, but you don't eat it.
No, I don't mind a poutine. It's just what's it called? Fries and gravy with cheese.
Yeah, cheese curd.
all it
Yeah.
is.
You know what I mean?
With gravy, with brown gravy on it, right?
Oh yeah. Well, how can you eat fries without gravy?
No. I said brown gravy because there's two distinct things. There's either white gravy or brown gravy.
Well, I know beef gravy, chicken gravy, and turkey gravy.
Wait, what's
look at
white
you.
gravy?
White gravy is country style gravy.
No,
Like
it's not
biscuits and gravy.
What
Like
meat do you
biscuits
use
and
to make it?
Pretty much made with shit on the shingle. Biscuits and gravy. It's usually white. These are the things that are white.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the meat?
It's ground beef
Sausage
usually. Or
or
Sausage or beef.
Sausage, yeah.
Oh, okay. I never had
a
it.
whole lot of black.
So the ground beef is shit on the shingles, which is literally what it is.
That shit beef.
Bro, that shit is delicious. Shut the fuck up.
It is,
Bob.
man.
You're not fucking poor. These are my poor lifestyle things that my wife don't know how to cook.
That's army. Shit on a shingle is army food too.
It is, man. It is.
Well, that's the first time I've ever heard that name.
Yeah, that's what I'm laughing at.
You know what I mean? Like, and I will never eat something with that name. You know what I mean?
Listen, they don't understand.
chip
When
beef
you
and
pour,
toast.
When you pour, bro, that shit is fucking delicious. But you gotta have a healthy dose of fucking pepper on that bitch, boy.
Yeah, no, you see, you don't know nothing about pork. Have you ever had a jam sandwich?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, man.
Listen,
Hey.
Bob's
Have you
definition of poor is having to eat regular ground beef.
Gary.
Oh,
have either of you had motherfucking sugar bread? That's how I know you poor. If you had sugar bread, you poor to the motherfucker.
No, I had a jam sandwich. You had sugar?
Sugar fucking bread, nigga. That was
You rich bastard. You had sugar? How dare you show off like that? You can put sugar on your bread?
Yeah.
Oh, God, we had a jam sandwich.
That was it. That was the only thing that was on it was sugar.
Yeah, you know what
How many people had to break up bread for their meatloaf?
Oh, I've had to do that, yeah.
Oh, so you guys had meat. See, you show offs, you Americans.
You
I don't think you know what a jam sandwich is there, Uncle Tom.
Is it just jelly and bread, motherfucker?
Jam.
No.
Jam is in jelly.
No.
No.
A
What
jam
is that?
sandwich is when you have one slice of bread and another slice of bread and you jam them together.
Oh, well, I've had that all the time. That ain't nothing.
But you said you got to put sugar on it. You
Well,
lucky bastard.
that's when we had. That's the only thing we had in the refrigerator because not refrigerator in the house.
Yeah.
I used to eat maple syrup sandwiches.
Oh, I did that too. That too, boy. What?
Why do you guys keep showing off on me? You
That's-
got things to put on your meat, like, why you got things to put on your bread? Like, we're lucky when we got some butter.
Have you guys ever had mofongo?
What's that?
Mofongo.
No, I have never had
I don't even know the hell that
Puerto Rican
is.
man, and it is delicious. It's mashed plantains with salt, pepper, garlic, then all types of meats, like pork cracklings put in there, and then they form it into like
said plantains.
What?
Chitlins.
Huh?
Like that's usually the meat for menudo, real menudo.
No, not menudo. I said mofongo.
Oh, okay.
Mofongo, menudo, like God, brothers, you're
Mofongo,
teaching me shit that I've never heard in
ain't-
my life.
that ain't chitlins, but it's really good, man. Look it up; it's delicious.
Bob, you know what a mofudo is?
I've never heard of it, brother.
Okay, so I don't feel so bad that I'm not the only one that don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
These guys are talking about food I've never heard of. Shit and shingles. It's crazy.
Shit on the shingles, you know what I mean? Like, from you say shit, I'm not eating it.
Bob, were you in the Air Force?
That's why I hate these people selling avocado toast for $15 a piece.
That's weird.
That was
weird.
poor man's food at one point.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, this shit is high end. A bunch of yuppies that discovered avocado last week, toasted the bread and smeared the avocado. Go fuck yourself.
Shrimp, crab, and lobster was poor man's food. Now that shit, motherfucker.
Yeah, but that was only poor man's food that lived by the sea.
No,
if you came inland, that shit is expensive. Don't ask, I'm not asking you there, bro.
No, dude. Do you know how lobster became known as an elite food?
No.
It was the only food. It was the only food they could pack in a train for a cross-country trip.
God damn.
And that's how it got known as to be an elite food. Lobster was wholly what they fed prisoners in Maine.
That's true.
Yeah, because my buddy's father's from Prince Edward Island, and he hated lobster, any kind of seafood. Berlin used to put chicken up on. What? So we're not allowed to eat eggs.
Chicken abort. No, what? That was hilarious.
I do because I like eggs.
All right, let's get back into this video. I know it was boring, but let's get to it. Listen, this is almost done with this one. Then we go through. I'm telling you, the third video is where you want to see it.
Toys, stuff you need. Yep. Toothbrush, hairbrush, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
What was your understanding of why Kristen asked her to live with you in December of 2021?
Just it's too much for her to handle.
That's what she told
hand, and she literally just put up her left.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and tell me what you want me to know.
So to start with, the last time he saw her was not the first weekend of October. It was 2 weekends prior to that, because her birthday was September 22nd. And he literally was at her birthday party for less than an hour, barely talked to her at all. Like, that doesn't show me somebody who wants to be a part of her life. But before my mom invited him to that, I hadn't heard from him for like 3 months. I hadn't heard from him since July. When they dropped her back off in July, that is the last time me or my mother heard from him. And as far as her medication goes, she takes a singular pill. She has an inhaler, a steroid inhaler that she takes 2 puffs 4 times a day.
I hate this bitch.
I mean, 2 puffs twice a day. So 2 puffs in the morning, 2 puffs at night. She has a nose spray that she gets daily. She has an albuterol as needed,
All
which
they're
that one
saying
is an
is she has allergies.
thing.
That's all they're saying.
And she also takes a liquid Claritin every single day, which I've sent him medicine every single time she goes for medicine.
Wait a minute. They will not prescribe Singular and Claritin at the same fucking time to take at the same time every day.
And who's seen liquid Claritin?
I have. I used to take it.
Okay.
But I also used to break out in hives, so it doesn't matter. So anything I take that's either never mind. It's just
TMI.
My body just listen. My body rejects a lot of shit, bro. Even seizure medications just rejects it.
Her. And I have picture proof of him not giving it to her.
How? Bitch, you
Because
don't
I
live
got
with
to
him.
the point where I counted every single pill that came out of that bottle. Or I took a picture before she left. I took a picture of the medicine before
hate
she
her
left,
voice.
and then I counted it and took a picture of it. But when she came back, because she comes back and she does nothing but cough and cough and cough. And when I send her, she doesn't do that. When I was sending her, she didn't cough before she went to him. And then all of a sudden, she was really bad when she got home. So that's when I
Be something in your
decided
dirty ass
to
house.
start recording the medicine before she went and when she got home.
Anything else?
And she has been going to school. She went to school with me. She started at like the beginning of the school year before she went with my mother. So she didn't miss 3 weeks of school. She literally started first grade the day that public school started school. She started first grade. And she has told me and my mom both that Emma has told us
No,
both
hearsay,
that
Your Honor.
how is it hearsay? I'm talking about the child that we're talking about.
She's not a party to the case. She's certainly an interested party, but the two of you are the parties to the case. So things that you say
Okay, so but
each
you
other
asked
are not hearsay.
Get a lawyer, bitch.
But and you know, just so I'm being fully transparent here, ma'am, you are like I said before, third parties, which include grandparents and other family members, don't have necessarily custodial rights to children in Michigan. Grandparents can get visitation rights, but the Michigan law doesn't really allow the court to grant custody to third parties, including grandparents, unless certain criteria are met. That criteria is pretty extraordinary. You would have to make the parents would actually have to be unwilling or incapable of caring for the child. If that was not necessarily the case, the court would have to find that the parents were unfit to care for the child before the court could actually grant a third party or a grandparent custody in Michigan. So that's kind of an uphill battle you're fighting right there. You would have, for whatever reason, I think you've determined yourself to be incapable of caring for the child by sending her off with somebody else. So
but I have taken care of this child.
but you're not right now.
Care of this child.
Listen to this redneck trailer park trash telling her. Listen to him telling her. Oh well, for whatever reason, you found yourself incapable. Like, why are you giving her cues? Just let her fuck herself. You piece of shit.
Goddamn. She already fucked herself a long time ago. That's why I said the judge know what he's doing. Like he told her from the get-go, the third party ain't got has no rights in this video. So I don't know why she's here, but other than be called as a witness. Other than that, there should be no reason why she has custody of the child. And like I said, his lawyer's a piece of trash. That's just my analysis on it.
But you're not right now. And so I guess what I would need to hear from you would be some kind of evidence where I could make a determination that Mr. Hughes is unfit. Otherwise, I really have no choice but to grant him custody.
The fact that he doesn't give her medicine is not a factor to you guys.
Why would you tell her
that he does? It is
and
a
I
factor.
have picture proof that he doesn't.
I don't see any pictures right here. I don't have any pictures in front of me.
That's because I don't know how to send them to you
You
guys.
might have that, but I don't know. I mean, and you could manipulate the bottles. I'm not saying you did, but it's somewhat suspect.
I didn't manipulate any bottles. I literally counted the pills from the time she left.
But it basically comes down to your word against his, is what I'm saying. And other than that, I mean, he's testified that he's got a good relationship with the child. They do fun stuff together.
They don't have a good relationship.
Made sure that she got to school every day and she did well in school when she was in his care at the end of last school year.
So threatening a boy with a pair of scissors is having a good, stable thing at school?
He threatened somebody with a pair of scissors?
She did.
Okay.
Wow. Hold on there, Uncle Tom.
He yelled at her.
Isn't this the most evilest person? You throw your own kid under the bus? I've never seen this in my life.
this is what these women will go through to destroy these fathers.
Oh my God.
They will throw their children under the bus to get back at them.
Oh wow, man, this is just crazy to me. Sorry for the interruption, bro.
No. It's
Honestly, the
her
mother
about it.
doesn't
He
even
didn't
want to
talk
back
to her
neck is
about it.
killing me though. That
You
neck
there?
is killing me.
Yeah,
You start?
because I asked her because she came home because that was the day. It was one of the weekends that I picked her up from him, and
Lady, you need to get your life straight. Look at her. She can't even get it out. While she and her mother, they're up there shaking their heads about the daughter living with the father, the judge is telling them the child can only go to 2 places right now. He will have to send her back to the mother's with her friend, or he can give the father primary custody. Kristen is obviously unfit to be a parent. That's why she sent her to Florida. The question is, can the father take care of her? Well, he did for 6 months in 2022, and Kristen had no problem. And again, throughout the whole process, he still paid her child support. I hope they address that. He's been paying her child support when both of them lived with him, when the daughter lived with him alone, and when she sent the daughter to live with her mother when the father didn't approve. Do I believe he was reading to their daughter and helping her with school? No, I don't. Kristen wasn't helping either. He told her to put up the right hand and she put up the left. She was barely even taking their daughter to school. Then the father admitted that when he's getting off from work, the daughter is asleep. So basically, he's relying on his girlfriend to help with her. And it seems like when she's with her, she's doing a good job taking care of her. Kristen had no issue with her. And the father, he has to go to work. He's got to keep paying everybody's bills and pay Kristen that child support, even though she's not even with the
Everybody's
kid.
bills.
We have about another 30, 40 minutes to review in this case. But so far, based on the testimony,
it's
I
true.
believe the judge should allow the daughter to go with the father. I think mentally and financially, Kristen is less stable here. If you want me to review the last part.
All right, let's go to the last part. This is gonna close this bitch out.
But here's
No,
he's
a judge. He's a judge.
Yo, here's the wild part. Is that if you notice the mother's
And other than that, I mean, he's testified that he's got a good relationship.
Right.
If you notice the mother, right? The mother don't want the kid either. She just wants to make her daughter believe she's on her side. But the mother's like, yo, let that little bastard go with the father because he'll have a better life there. I want to live my life. You're a useless piece of shit, daughter, but I'm not going to say it. I've seen that before.
I would agree with you.
She just wants to hoe around and let her mom raise the kid.
Like I told you before, her mom owns a house in Florida and a house in Michigan. She will not let her daughter sleep in her house.
And that's why I said, like, the mother
rugs
doesn't want the kid with the daughter, but she just needs to seem like I'm with my child. That's all it is. She's pretending. I've seen this before. But like the child is useless.
I've seen this before. I want you to know that. These bitches ain't shit.
and mom also doesn't want to start having to pay the daughter's bills either.
Oh,
exactly. Mom don't want none of it.
Oh, you'll see. You'll see. Watch this shit. This shit's
With the
ridiculous.
child, they do fun stuff together.
they
He
don't have a good
made sure
relationship.
that she got to school every day, and she did well in school when she was in his care at the end of last school year. That
So threatening a boy with a pair of scissors is having a good, stable thing at school.
he threatened somebody with a pair of scissors.
She did.
Okay, was it addressed?
He yelled at her about it. He didn't talk to her about it.
What the hell are you talking about?
Ma'am, that will mean that he addressed it. You just don't like the way he did it. Yeah, so you see, we're back with the final part 3. With this moron here, we're going to see how the judge decided to rule on this case. Will he allow the mother to keep primary custody and make the daughter go back to Michigan and stay with her? Or will he give primary custody to the father? One thing that we do know for sure, the child would not be able to stay in Florida with the maternal grandmother. Go ahead and take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click that notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump back into it.
Were you there?
Yeah,
You saw it?
because I asked her because she came home because that was the day. It was one of the weekends that I picked her up from him, And she's like, Mom, I had a bad day at school today. And I was like, why? What'd you do, Emma? And she goes, well, I threatened to boy with a pair of scissors. And Jacob was like,
The hearsay objection, Your Honor, still stands.
oh my goodness.
I don't think it's really trying to prove the truth of the matter. It's sort of that she's. It certainly is what the child said, but you know, and I mean, kids do things as long as it was addressed by a parent or the parents. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Is if your child does something wrong, you address it. I guess it all begs the question, man. Why isn't the child with you? You've got custody. Why do you keep sending her off to live with other people? You sent her off for 6 months to live with dad. Now you've sent her off for the better part of a school year to live with your mom. Why is that? Why can't you take care of her?
Because I was having medical issues myself that I need to take care of myself so I can be alive for my children.
Wait, children? She has more than one? And you see how she's trying to cry again, right? That's a great question. You're supposed to be this great mother, but you keep sending the kid off to live with everybody else. By the way, she's still collecting the child support checks from him.
Do you all want me to die so that my children don't have a mom?
Yes.
They already don't have a mom. You're not taking care of them.
I didn't say that. I simply asked why the child wasn't living with you. And you've told me now. I didn't make any insinuation that I wanted anything to happen to you. Simply asking questions.
Because I have medical problems that I needed to get figured out.
Meth, crack.
And I'm getting them fixed. I have surgery in 2 days for them.
Crack.
Wait, what is today? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. In 4 days.
What is today?
Heroin, Quaaludes.
Well,
And I don't
No,
want
I'm done, Lutz. Lutz don't get you like
to go
that.
through this hard situation because guess what? It takes
Speed.
a lot to fight medical.
Never went there.
Watch when he asks.
All right. So you sent the child to live with Mr. Hughes last school year. Why didn't you have him simply live with Mr. Hughes this school year?
Because he manipulates my child to where she tells me she hates me.
Because you're a piece of
No,
shit.
I believe your daughter told you that on her own. We can all see from the coverage in this series why she would not like you.
We covered it.
She has told me time after time she hates me, and it comes from her dad.
Oh.
That's not okay. I've never told her ever hate her dad. When she calls him by his name, I correct her and tell her, no, that's your dad.
I know she
Yeah, and we got some beachfront in Arizona.
Just a few, Your Honor. Ma'am, you mentioned that medical issues are why you sent Emma to live with your mother in Florida. Can you explain what those medical issues are?
I'm not. That's my own personal issues. I'm not telling you all my medical conditions. No.
Can you tell us what surgery you have scheduled in 4 days?
That's my personal business.
He said,
Boob job.
get a BBL.
Me and my doctors.
Or boob job.
So one of the best interest factors that the referee is going to analyze when determining if Jacob should have custody or if you should have custody is the medical conditions that both of you have and whether those would impact your ability to parent Emma. And it sounds like you're testifying that your medical conditions do impact your ability to parent Emma effectively. Is that correct?
No.
So the medical conditions aren't severe enough to send Emma away to Florida?
I sent Emma to Florida because at this point she needed an attitude adjustment because her dad makes her hate me.
Now she needs
and I'm not doing it. I shouldn't have to be hated by a child that I do everything for. I do everything for this child.
First she said she
moving the goalposts,
to go to a better school. Now she's saying that she had a bad attitude. She needed an attitude adjustment. But it's obvious that she picked up on this type of behavior from her mother. She's only mimicking her mother's behavior.
So you sent her to Florida because of an attitude adjustment, not because of your medical condition.
You are twisting my words. I'm not answering any more of your questions.
Oh, bitch, but you are.
You did testify that you heard the discussion about Emma threatening a boy with scissors, correct?
Judge. Tell this fat bitch neck bitch to
Your Honor,
fucking answer the goddamn question.
Help me
You
out.
get
here.
China eyes
Well,
there.
direct you to answer the questions. If you fail to do so, I guess that's up to you, but it's not going to weigh in your favor and I make a decision in this matter.
He's twisting all of my words, so what's the point of
You should have got a
answering him?
lawyer.
Because we're making a record here. If you want your opinion considered, offering your testimony is how you do that.
So, ma'am, again, I'm asking about the incident where Emma threatened the boy with scissors that you had testified to earlier, correct? Remember that?
Yep.
And is it true that
Yeah.
you testified that it was on one of the weekends that you picked her up from Jacob's?
Yep.
So Jacob did have Emma for a period of time between January and June.
He did not have her from January until June. No, he did not have her for that whole period of time. No.
He did have her for a chunk of time, then, an extended period of time that allowed you to have weekend visitations. Correct?
Yeah, but it was not from January till June. I don't know where they're getting this information.
Okay.
For those of you who haven't watched the previous parts, this part is significant because the attorney just caught her slipping once again. This is her third time lying about the father having the daughter in 2022. Before this hearing, they went before another judge where she said the father had the daughter for 5 months from January till May of 2022. Then early in this hearing right here that we're watching now, she told the judge the father didn't have her at all in 2022. She said the last time he had her was 2018, 4 years before this. Now, she didn't realize that she contradicted her previous testimony once again by bringing up the story about the scissors. From the very beginning, the father maintained the same story. She dropped the daughter off to him because she could not take care of her, and he had her the full semester until June 2022, and that's when the mother wanted her back. He said over and over in 2022, he had the daughter from January to June.
And is it true, Jacob had testified earlier that after the 2018 order was entered, that you moved into his parents' house for a period of time? Is that true?
Not as long as he's saying, but yes, I did move in with his mom and his dad.
And then he also testified that you'd moved out and then you moved back into their house a second. Is that also true?
Nope.
Okay. Where are you currently living now?
Still at the same place I was when he dropped Emma Lou off.
That would be your friend Abby's house?
That's my house. Yes, I get mail there.
You say that's your house. Do you own it?
Neither of us own the house. We pay rent.
Okay.
I'm so angry.
How much do you pay in rent?
I pay $550 a month plus my utilities.
Okay. And you are employed now?
Sure am.
So, why is it that y'all keep talking about these white chicks like this? They're obviously the top of the barrel. They're not the bottom. They're
Yeah, it's just like having Ray Ray represent us. Yeah, no, it's like no, she's the top of the barrel. It's like Ray Ray is the top of the barrel in our community.
Man, listen, that's crazy. I can't stand her fucking voice. Black Thoughts, I know you love it, so I need you to come back to the mic. I know you're away eating.
I'm eating cheese and crackers right now. You guys can just go ahead, this shit is killing me. Listening to this shit speak, I don't even know why this is going on.
It's like watching a slow train wreck.
I'm telling you, Mayo, I'm just like, what are we watching?
Listen, she is so disrespectful. It's ridiculous.
But here's the scary part. She actually believes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everything she's saying. I can't.
I can't. What's up, Miss Minch? What do you think about what's going on in this trial?
That's a typical narcissistic personality disorder. It's all about her. It's all about her. It's not about the child. It's not about the ex. It's not about anybody but her.
That's a good point. I agree with you on that. That's a good point. All
I'm
right,
with you there, Granny.
Yeah, I'm so enough with you on that one. That's awesome.
Yeah. She's using that child like a club.
Yep, just like the first one. At least the first one was straight up with it and said, you know what, we gonna I can't, I haven't worked in 8 months.
Yep, she's using that child for her own personal gains.
Yeah.
And how many hours do you work there?
Let's see. This last week I put in the last 2 weeks I put in 93.25 hours.
A lot of hours. So do you work? I think you said at the beginning of this hearing you work third shift.
I just recently moved to third shift, but I'm going to be moving back to my original second shift.
You currently work third shift.
Yes.
Okay. And who would be babysitting Emma while you're at work? Or do you plan on leaving her in Florida?
I have friends and family that are more than willing to take care of my child, who have been a part of her life a lot longer than her dad even has.
Okay. So it's not your intention to leave her in Florida?
I mean, I want her to stay there to finish school. Yes, that is what I want. It's for
All right,
her
I have no further
health
questions.
issues, mental health issues.
It just, I just want to leave her there until she finishes high school.
Can we talk to my mother, who's been taking care of her for the last 5 months?
You can call her as a witness if you wish.
It's just a little vacation, Mayo. Don't be so insensitive.
Ms. Ryan, you need to unmute.
Unmute.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Raise your right hand. You
Just
swear or
check
affirm
them.
any testimony you give in this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Ms. Williams, you can ask her any questions you have at this time.
Hey, we can't hear you.
Can I refer to her as my mom? Because that's
No,
what
you
she is
referred
to
to her
me.
as Miss Motherfucker.
Fine with me.
Okay. Let's see.
Where's Grandma taking the Zoom
Emma's
call?
attitude been a lot
Outside
better
in
since
Tampa.
she's been in Florida with you?
It has.
Has she been doing good in school?
She is improving.
Does she see a counselor because she has a lot of trauma from her life?
No.
She just started seeing a counselor at school this week.
So you can tell me you couldn't pay for a counselor? That's ridiculous.
Wait,
Has
what?
she told you
Whoa,
that she
whoa,
doesn't
whoa,
want to
whoa.
go live with her dad?
No, Your Honor.
How is she allowed to examine her own witness?
Because she's her own lawyer.
And she a spitting image of mom,
Yes.
so it's not going to do her any good.
Mel, you're the worst. I love it, brother.
But what I'm saying is she's allowed to examine her own witness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. All right. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Hearsay.
That would be a hearsay statement, so I would sustain
No
that.
one can hear, bitch.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I allowed?
No.
Your Honor, am I allowed to answer that question or no?
No. Anyway, you could go inside. The wind is creating a lot of interference.
I really can't. I'm at work and we're at a park right now, so
All right.
I'll try to go somewhere better.
All right.
But go ahead. I can still talk and walk and
If he gives it to the women,
Before the court
and
hearing
that's
for
just
my
child
show cause,
abuse.
how many times did Jacob communicate with Emma?
maybe called her 3 times before the court was brought into the whole situation.
How many times do I talk to Emma?
She's supposed to be in your
almost every
custody,
day.
bitch.
Like, is she trying to conclude that she's the better parent because she talked to her more?
Her
Ma'am, you're supposed
testimony
to be the
doesn't matter
primary
at
parent.
all.
You're supposed to have your daughter, not send
We
her
watch. It
thousands of
doesn't
miles
matter.
away to Florida and talk to her every day.
I don't even know what else to ask because I'm so.
The reason why her testimony doesn't matter is because she's a third party that's not part of the court case. The thing about it is between her mother and the father. The father was not deemed a horrible father or a person that couldn't take care of the child. Matter of fact, the father was the one who was taking care of the child before she sent it to her mother. So, and the father brought this case. So it's not the fact of the matter that the father was incapable of taking care of the child. The daughter is the one that sent the child to Florida against court orders and didn't go to jail. So her and her daughter were co-conspirators in kidnapping a child. If you really want to ask me, they should both be in jail.
Yep. Yep.
I agree with you 100% because if that was a man, he'd be in jail.
Yeah.
Yep. Child trafficking right there.
Yep.
If anyone else would like to question me, it's fine.
All right, Mr. Gould, any
She
questions?
thought those chairs were going to work. Bitch, get your hand off
Ma'am,
your face. Answer
you're living in
question.
Florida now, but you lived in. Do you still have a house in Michigan, or did you live in
You
Michigan at some
fucking
point?
sausage fingers.
Yeah, we still have a house there.
Okay, and so why are you living in Florida and not in Michigan right now?
I'm a snowbird. I come down here for the winters and come up there for the summers.
Okay, so you still have your house in Michigan?
Absolutely.
And is there a reason that Kristen can't live at that house?
Nobody's living at that house. We shut it down.
Gotcha.
There's no heat, no water. We closed it all down.
Sure.
But ma'am, why didn't you open it back up? You have your daughter here living on the couch and arguing with her friend. That's another reason why she wanted to send the daughter to live with you. We heard testimony that she was getting into arguments with her friend and her friend was going off on her and her daughter.
When would you?
He's a horrible lawyer. He is a horrible lawyer.
How did it come about that Emma was going to live with you down in Florida? Or I guess my question is, when you were discussing that, was there ever an idea that you would stay in Michigan so that Emma could stay in Michigan? Maybe Emma would live with you, but it would be in Michigan?
I have a job down here that I had to come down to.
It's a fact right there.
I work here and I work there.
So you
No,
had
I
there was no, you had to move to Florida for your.
Well, it's not a have to. It was
No,
a
it's not a
choice.
vacation,
But
Grammy.
I had employment
Not a
in both
vacation.
places.
Okay, that's fine.
So it was for work. I come down here for work.
But I just wondered if there had been any discussion about you staying in Michigan with Emma with you versus going to Florida. But there wasn't too much of a choice because of your employment.
Absolutely right. Yep.
Ma'am, do you have any legal documents that substantiate the child being in your care?
Kristen filled out a power of attorney paper and we had that notarized.
Okay.
And that paper was good for like 6 months.
All right. And that was sufficient for enrolling the child in school?
Absolutely. It was school, it was medical, it was everything except name change and marriage, I believe.
You motherfuckers was thinking about
Did the
changing
school
their
ask
name?
if the child had another parent who had rights?
I can't recall. I do know I gave them that paper when I enrolled her in school down here.
They didn't ask about dad though? So did she have a dad? Or?
No.
Do you have
Of course not.
One
The
signature
father-
on the power of attorney, I'm assuming.
See, Black Thoughts, this is what you should be talking about. See how fucked up the courts don't even, I'm not even courts, the school system don't even think about the father's rights at all. At all. How when has it become a thing where you can enroll a child with a fucking power of attorney? That's insane. And you're not either parent. That's insane. That's insane. That's not a red flag that throws up. Bing, 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 bing. This child could be stolen.
well, grandparents enrolling a child?
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
It's a green flag.
You ain't shit. That's insane. Well, let's continue.
No, his signature wasn't on the power of attorney because Kristen had sole custody. So, we I don't know, I guess misunderstanding on our part on how it all works.
And you see how this wicked system is? The school didn't even ask. The school saw one signature on the power of attorney and they didn't even ask if she had a father.
Yeah. Well, it's created quite a situation.
Yeah.
It's created kind of a bad situation because, I'm faced with
Um,
having to decide custody between two parents. Unless, like I said, I can find that they're both unwilling or incapable of caring for the child or unfit. And it appears that Ms. Williams might be incapable of caring for the child at this immediate point.
I've never
but
been
I'm not
incapable
finding-
of taking care of my child.
Well, you sent her off to live with somebody else 2 straight years now. So that shows some incapability of caring for her for whatever reason.
Tell her
And I'm
yeah.
finding that Mr. Hughes is not unwilling to care for her. He doesn't appear to be incapable of caring for her. In fact, he did for maybe not 6 months at the beginning of last year, but for some substantial period of time. And he's not unfit. So I really can't decide third party custody at this point. The law doesn't allow me to.
Your Honor, may I speak?
No.
His mother took care of Emma.
How do you know?
90% of the time.
Your Honor, if she's going to testify to that, I'd ask for a foundation. If it,
Yeah, you need some foundation for that or some evidence to back it up. I mean, you're probably talking about something you heard from another person. You didn't live in the house with them, so you don't know that for a fact.
If you need me to,
he stated himself that he worked
Wait, she said his mother did what?
from
Took care of the
3:30
child.
in the afternoon until 11 at night.
If the child's in
Well,
Florida,
and
who's
Emma
taking
was
care of the child?
It doesn't
Crazy,
mean he's
right?
unfit. He's
I
provided
never said he
other
was
capable-
unfit.
and she also wasn't in school at that point, so he was home with her during the day.
And
grandma's boyfriend.
He provides other capable care for the child. That's no different than Ms. Williams. She said that she worked third shift, but she had other people that could watch the child if she needed.
because my child
That's
would
what
be
you do when you work.
sleeping.
That's what you do when you work.
When I go to work, my child would be sleeping.
Okay.
Not on
Williams, any
second
other witnesses
shift.
You wanted to present?
Not at this moment, but I want to say right now that clearly you guys aren't taking into the consideration that when she went down there, he didn't contact her for only 4 times. I literally call my daughter almost every single day.
Hold on there,
absolutely
brother,
crazy.
Uncle
This
Tom.
idiot did not.
Yes, sir.
Now, she's saying clearly that he didn't call her daughter. Clearly, you took the daughter out of state, what you weren't allowed to do. How can you be able to say that he didn't call her?
That's a fact. That's what we were doing the whole
And
time.
this lawyer didn't say anything.
Well, I was saying he was a horrible fucking lawyer.
Yes,
but,
I
Yeah,
understand.
but they said it. He doesn't have to.
Yeah, but when she's coming out and saying these kind of things that I didn't phone you.
Yeah, but it's not like it doesn't work like that. It's not like TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Look.
in an actual court of law, you don't have to say those things because they already admitted it.
Yeah, you don't have to reiterate. It's for us. It's purely for my satisfaction if he reiterates it.
Yeah.
That's. But I know that he doesn't have to reiterate it. It's just frustrating listening to this BI talk.
Yeah, over and over, she keeps saying the same.
and never be
like every day.
And never be checked. Just
Gary,
never
did you hear what I said earlier?
Please repeat it.
I moved the child 1,000 miles away without telling you. I speak to her every day. You're a deadbeat father.
No, she said she speaks to her almost every day.
Oh, yeah. What a good mother.
What kind of mother is that?
That's a wonderful mother.
Shit.
Not realize that one, her crying does not work. And you keep talking about him not talking to her while she was in Florida. Do you not understand she wasn't even supposed to be in Florida anyway? He has court-ordered scheduled visitations that you completely ignored. And you did that by sending her to Florida with your mother. She's not supposed to be talking to him on the phone. He's supposed to be able to pick his daughter up, and you violated his rights. While still collecting child support from him this whole time, she should be paying that money back.
There might be a day here and there that I don't contact her because I'm tired, because I work all the time.
All the time?
But I still make an effort to call my daughter.
I'm gonna pay for my boob job next week.
Most days I talk to her 4 or 5 times a day.
Is it bad that her distress makes me laugh?
Talk to my child every single day.
It sounds more like it's more work and the attitude adjustment than any medical condition that led to the child living with your mother, though.
No, it's not.
Okay. Mr. Gold, anything else you wanted to present?
No, thank you.
Any questions?
Your Honor, I think it's clear that.
Hey, fuck that. That judge just looked at her in pure disgust. Pure and utterly disgust. Yeah, okay. All right, bitch. I guarantee if he wasn't on that bench right there, if they were sitting outside, he'd be like, all right, bitch, man, you sound stupid in the motherfucker.
Yep.
And those tears do not work. Try again.
In this instance, for whatever reason, whether it's medical, whether it's work, whether it's an attitude adjustment, or for whatever reason, mother is not capable of caring for the child at this time. She also wasn't able to care for the child at the beginning of 2022. Dad was able to step up at that time, took care of her. He made sure that schooling was taken care of. He made sure that the medical was taken care of.
You have stolen my
and he's
dreams,
simply asking
my
that if mom is not able
with
to
your
care for the
empty
child,
words.
custody revert to him so that he's happy to abide by any parenting time schedule. I think mother should have visits. I don't know that they need to be supervised at this point. But I would say that the standard schedule, alternating weekends, Emma needs to come back to Michigan so she can see both of her parents and she can thrive in what she's already familiar with. She can live at the home with father and his girlfriend, who she's also familiar with. There's no indication on the record, or there's no substantial evidence that would show that he has been unfit to care for her during those time periods. She argues that she calls her child every day and dad does not. She's the one that sent the child to Florida because she's not able to take care of him or take care of Emma. Dad is able to take care of her.
But dad doesn't call her. Dad doesn't make an effort to even see her.
We would ask.
None of you understand.
I'll give you a chance to make your closing argument. Just be quiet for a minute.
And see, this is my frustration with this case. The whole
Dad
time
wants to
she's
live with
allowed
her.
to yell
The
and scream
bastard
and
won't
cut people
call her
off,
when
do
I
all this
illegally
stuff.
did
She's
something.
Very disrespectful. If I was over this case, I would have been kicked Honey Boo Boo out.
Who's Honey Boo Boo? You've never seen Honey Boo Boo?
You better
Like, no, this woman is out of order.
As far as the contempt show cause, Your Honor, we're not looking for any substantial like fine or anything like that. I think the matter was we wanted Emma returned to Michigan so that father can continue to have.
Nope. I'm fining her to death. I'm trying to take her life away. I want her in jail. I want all the bad shit in the world to happen to her and her alone.
Yep. I want back child support and forward child support.
Exactly.
Completely. I want it all.
And this lawyer is trash, bro.
I want it all.
First of all, when he didn't say that she needed supervised visits after this woman took the child and brought to Florida. Well,
Gary, that was God.
We don't know about supervised visits. Like, it's already there, man. You know what I mean? I'm serious. Boy, are you representing me or the court?
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Exact. Man, tell it again.
That's
He
the
should be
crazy
on
thing,
every-
man.
See her.
It's ridiculous because he just we just want her to return. No, motherfucker, because she can do it again.
Yes. That's called kidnapping. And she has already done it. And she is apt to do it again.
No
you need to have,
accountability.
you need to have some processes in place to stop this BI from doing it again. Man,
You said BI.
Yeah, he's a Christian.
man, I'm
He's not
trying.
allowed. He's not allowed to put the itch on it.
Well,
I'll
I'm
do the
trying.
itch for you.
Boy, I'm trying not to curse, man, but she's making it real hard.
Man, it ain't over yet.
Hurt in some capacity.
Those
So,
fake tears are
like I said,
killing
no
me.
fine, but mind is on the record.
Oh, and the
she was
mother's
found
just as bad.
violating order.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Our end goal is a change in custody.
Ms. Williams, any closing arguments you want to make?
And this is how men play themselves. He's the one who had to go out and get a lawyer. And you have the lawyer sitting up here talking about he's not interested in a fine for her. Not only should he be going for custody, but he should be making sure that she is financially punished for what she did. We're talking about a man who's been paying her child support the whole time, and the child was either with him or with her mother.
Yep.
None of you, like, I don't know why none of you see that before she even went to Florida, he didn't see her for 3 months. And now all of a sudden, because she went to Florida, now he wants to play dad again. Like, how is that fair to this child? You're gonna make her come home and be what? Sad, depressed, angry because she has to come home?
This bitch is crazy.
She's
She hates her, not him.
doing what she needs to do, and now all of a sudden we're gonna rip her yet again from another school. Because I hate to say it, this child should not be in first grade. There's no way she should be in first grade because I don't know how they passed her from kindergarten.
And she didn't need a counselor till she moved to Florida.
No.
All right. Mr. Gould, on behalf of his client, filed a motion regarding custody, parenting time, and support. Also, a show cause was filed. The law is somewhat unclear, I guess, on the necessity for his permission to change the domicile of the child when one parent has sole legal custody. That's certainly true that permission is not required to move more than 100 miles in Michigan, which normally it is required if one party wants to change the child's legal residence with joint legal custody. Case law is a little bit less clear on whether that same permission is needed or not to move the domicile out of state. I'm not sure about the situation with grandma right now. Maybe it may be just fine. However, as I've indicated, this is not decided between a third party and a parent. This is decided between the parents. And I don't even get to the point where I can consider third parties for custody, as I've stated, unless either parent is determined to be incapable of or unwilling to raise a child, or both parents are considered to be unfit. And I'm not making that finding at this time. So at this point, the child custody factors would be analyzed by preponderance of evidence. The testimony, and Ms. Williams was given ample opportunity to present any testimony she wanted. Her testimony didn't necessarily consist of a lot of things that could be plugged into the 12.
Why her fingers look like the damn sausages that you get at like, goddamn IHOP or goddamn Denny's?
They
and
look
shit.
like those. They look like those mini
Vienna sausages, for real. Vienna sausages.
Yeah.
Yep.
They look like those mini
God
wieners that you make
damn,
pigs in a blanket with.
Shit.
And if I was the judge, my big tell would be she won't name the medical issues.
Yeah, yep. That's a big one right there.
Yep.
It's none of your business. Well, business. How the fuck are you gonna say you having a medical issue?
Well,
that you need to
and honestly, his lawyer should have pressed that.
Exactly. Listen,
because
you
she
haven't been
brought it
hearing
up.
him say the whole time he's a shitty lawyer.
Yeah, because she brought it up.
Yeah.
But does she actually prove anything?
No, not a goddamn thing.
Yes, she did.
Claims.
She proved one thing.
She's a bad
an
mom.
unfit mother.
Oh, yeah, she's an
Yeah.
unfit mother for real, and that's why she didn't get full custody.
All child custody factors. Mr. Hughes did. So the first factor comes down to essentially a bond between the parent and the child, whether who the child's bonded with, who the child goes to with problems, does a parent relate to a child? Things like that. Specifically, the law says the love, affection, and other emotional ties existing between parties involved.
They muted her ass.
And Mr. Hughes testified about his relationship with the child, the fact that they do fun things together. They go to, they play outside, they ride the quad, they go to the trampoline park, they go on trips together, they go to the lake, he reads books to her, he prepares cereal and school lunches, or the lunches at school, but dinner's prepared for her. And I would find him in favor on that factor. The second is the capacity and disposition of the parties involved to give a child love, affection, and guidance, and continue raising the child in the child's original and to continue educating the child. It appears that I don't know where the child really went to school from for the fall of 21 or the fall of 22 up until she moved in with her grandmother, but it sounds like he provided schooling for the child for the second semester anyway of the last school year. When the child was residing with him, it sounds like there was some issue with the threat. It sounds like that was dealt with. He noted some behavior issues, so he made himself a presence in the child's school. He said that improved things. He said at home she was just fine. And for those reasons, I would find him in favor on factor 2. Factor 3 is the capacity and disposition of the parties to provide the child with food, clothing, medical care, and other care recognized under the laws of the state. Mr. Hughes testified that the child has food and clothing in his care, and those necessities aren't in question. And I would find him in favor on that factor.
Can you stop?
Next factor is the length of time the child has lived.
Is she crying over the child or the child support? Because it sounded like she may lose her support.
Oh, come on. You know it's a child support.
She's going to have to pay child support, yeah.
How's she going to pay for that boob job?
Guys, I'm just asking. Don't come for me. I'm just asking. What's she crying over? That was all.
All right. I'm just saying. She's a great parent, and I would give her custody.
You know what I didn't realize on the top that written 4 kids, 3 baby daddies. I didn't see that in there in the program.
But do you guys notice her?
She has 2 kids with him.
She has 2 with him?
Yes.
So where's the other kid?
She has 2 kids with him, and the other child is with him.
Oh, he already has one.
Yeah.
Oh,
do you guys
I know, but
notice?
she has 2 with him.
But do you guys notice the mother that is supposedly there to help her is eerily silent?
She's not silent yet. It's not her turn to talk yet.
No. I here's what I'm saying. The mother is gonna wait till the ruling is in and then pretend to care.
Yeah.
To make the daughter feel like, okay, you dumb bitch, I did something for you, but
it didn't work.
Exactly.
We got to move on.
Exactly.
We watch. I'm not trying to see. This is my thing. I think everything nowadays is said to be mental health issues. Everything ain't mental health issues. You know what the problem is? You got lazy brain issues and motherfuckers that don't want to be parents. Has nothing to do with
motherfuckers
doesn't have anything to do with mental health. They just
I tend to disagree with you there, Uncle Tom.
I bet you do because you're Canadian and you're nice.
No. I'll explain my disagreement. First of all, back in 1986, not just your country, my country decided to close all the mental institutions. So they let them go on the street. When they say that they have mental problems, look at the mother. You can see that's not a sane person. The daughter, that's not a sane person. I'm sorry, we're getting to see right now in 2023 the effects of them closing all the mental institutions because they've been allowed to reproduce.
Okay, hold on, Gary. I gotta give you some pushback on that, right? How many people went to a mental health institution in those days? Remember, I worked for a lot of them.
Okay.
It wasn't a lot of people that just didn't have everyday issues. It was a lot of motherfuckers that had real fucking life issues where they were taking their motherfucking frontal lobe out. Type shit.
Well, we had 2 major mental institutions and 2 in Toronto. They were so packed up that they took the land from beside each other and made it into 4.
Well,
When
that's
they
weird.
closed it,
They
when
ain't
they
do that shit
closed
here
it,
in America.
you know what I mean? When they closed it
did.
in what? When they closed it in '86, you're talking thousands of them were put
Well,
out on the street.
we still have mental institutions still here in America. They're just
Yeah,
not
we
called
do.
that.
There's
Like
one in Illinois.
They're just
we
mixed
don't
inside
have
of
them
hot.
here anymore.
Yeah,
we
They
have
go.
but you
But
are
they're
right.
they're for the criminally insane now.
Yes, criminally
Yeah.
insane, not motherfucking everyday life issue type shit where you can go to seek a therapist and fix your motherfucking problems if that's the case.
Yeah.
This mental health issues is the biggest crutch that they're giving to everyone nowadays, and it's
Facts.
not a fucking crutch. It
Oh
shouldn't
no,
be a crutch.
it's personal behavior, most of it.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah,
And
these
that's
people are these are people who have never received an ass whooping in
That
their life.
I agree there,
Fact.
Blacks. I
Fact.
agree there. I agree.
And that's the problem. And then I do know of what you're speaking about. I remember years ago they did a whole docu-series on the mental institutions that they shut down, especially in the state of New York. Now they weren't
there were mostly state institutions though.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't like a regular institution. It was a state issue because the motherfucker was doing just some degenerate shit.
Yeah, they were, and it was like inbred people and stuff like that,
Yes.
and it wasn't criminally insane. This woman is just a criminal, and and she's never ever received an ass whooping before, and
exactly what it is,
and that's what it needs.
You know what I notice? Every time we watch these videos on having to hold a woman accountable, it's the usual suspects when we watch these things on YouTube.
Yep, every time.
Oh yeah.
Funny, right?
You know what's sad? They know this is gonna happen. They're just watching it play out. And it's playing out right in front of our eyes. You know what I mean? Like when I'm going to school,
But the behavior is
ADHD.
allowed though. The behavior is allowed. That's the problem.
Well, ADHD was not really a problem when we were growing up. We
It's not a
in a
problem
school
now.
of 600-700. There's 6 kids up on the short bus.
You know why?
They had behavior problems.
It's money to be involved in this shit now, bro.
Oh well, you know what?
Well,
That's
yeah,
the bottom line for
a
everything.
school gets $800 extra a month for every kid that's in special needs.
There you have it.
Okay, hey, I can't cry on business.
Kai, you're absolutely right. You know, it is children. I mean, she's not married. She has 4 children, and she needs to close her legs. You know, children need both their parents, but they especially need their fathers. And a child without a father is
It's a boat in the ocean without an oar.
And it's so true. And now, of course, there are 1-offs, 2-offs, you know, of children who will survive and succeed. But you know, I keep telling people, man, the exception isn't the rule. And when you get people coming up here and arguing the exception all the time, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of hearing why the exception should be the rule. Always.
Well, I'll tell you why they do that now, because they think everybody's equal.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know when this foolishness came in people's head that, okay, a millionaire is the same as Shaniqua in the hood. I mean, a millionaire single mother is the same as Betty in the trailer park. I'm sorry.
It's not the same. But here's my problem with that. Like my wife said, she got 4 kids. 4 kids by 3 baby daddies. You know what? The problem is, I'm gonna throw in the man in this because I'd never really throw in the man in this because if it wasn't for baby daddy number 1, and then you got baby daddy number 2 comes in, like, you know what? Fuck it. She seems to be a good woman. Let me go ahead and stick my dick in this, right? And then let alone number 3. Yeah, whoever did it twice was the dumb one. Well, he was the dumb one who did it twice. So I don't know if he's 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't matter to me. You are involved. You know what? I say take away all of the safety social nets and force these motherfuckers
to deal with
one each other. And
are you saying you want America to be a third world country?
You goddamn right. Yes.
I think DUI
there.
I think DUI should be issued for sticking under the influence. And if it was not for alcohol, women like this would not get pregnant.
Well,
That's
I
not
think they should be
That is
charging her with
not true.
abuse.
Well, wait a minute. That is not true because they serve their purpose, right? Because a lot of people are out there and they have slumps. Like when you have a slump for a long time, you're like, you know what? I'm just trying to get back in the game, get my shit wet. That's the purpose they serve. That's when most dudes go out there and find them. And
No, man, I'm
they
going
end
to the
up,
batting cage
listen,
if
they
I'm in a
end
slump,
up,
brother.
they
Yeah,
end
me,
up
hey, I'm
not
with
wrapping it
Mayo
up.
there.
Hey,
And
might
if
use
that's
them,
my choice,
but
I ain't
then
I'd
never.
here's the
choose
thing.
my left hand.
Listen, here's the thing. It doesn't matter what you choose, but there's always someone out there that will choose that.
Man, you're absolutely right. I've seen.
You're right
I
there, Uncle
agree.
Tom.
I
Yeah.
agree.
But look,
But I still think she's abusing because homeboy don't look that swift.
if
Well,
I
he
was
is
single right
slow.
now, and somehow, and I had children like I do now, and I needed to get my dick wet, there's plenty of other wells I can stick my wick in.
That's true.
Then
Oh, yeah.
then a beluga whale like that, then that water horse right there.
See, this is how I know y'all lying because y'all have this whole thing where y'all say y'all never mess with y'all mess with a fat chick. Me, I'm telling you, I haven't.
Okay,
I just don't
Tom.
do it.
When I'm
It's
going to
weird to
school,
me.
you got to understand. But when I'm coming up, there's no fat chicks really. There's
You
one
got
in the
fat
whole
chicks now,
school.
nigga. Shut up. You
But
got fat
now
chicks
I've been
now.
with my girl for 24 years. I don't know no fat chicks. You know what I mean, sorry. You know what I mean, no, there was no fat chicks when I'm coming up. Like there's one in the school. You know what I mean? There's one fat guy and one fat chick, and those are everybody call them fatty. You know what I mean? But now I guess it's
Well, here's
abuse.
my thing. As long as someone is fat, that's cool with me. One has to be skinny. One has to take. Listen, it has to be the number 10. I'm sorry. That's the only option if you want to have a fat person.
So you're saying no
One-
99s?
No 99, no double zeros, none of that. Someone has to be a 1, someone has to be a 0. That's all it is. It's balls and strikes or whatever you want. Was it digital code? That's what it has to be. 1 0.
I go with Morse code dash.
Something. That's crazy. I just can't be with a chick that's my size or even close to my size. That's no, man. It's ridiculous. We both can't have unhealthy eating habits.
So you're saying if one person's gonna be sick, it's gonna be me, damn it.
Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
There's got to be somebody left around to bury me.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody. You ain't gotta bury me. Just set me on fire. Give me a Viking death. Give me a Viking funeral. Just push me out to sea. Sorry,
Oh
I'm
no,
cool
me and
with
my
it.
old lady's already made the deal. Burn my shit and throw me to the sharks.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Don't be having no funeral wasting money. You know what I mean? Like
I'm not
like
skinny at
I'm
all,
gonna
dude.
know.
I am 268 pounds, bro. I am not skinny at all. If my wife was 200 pounds or 240 pounds, 220 pounds, then we can't do this.
You'd be a half a ton.
We can't do this. Look at this. This is insane.
In a stable, satisfactory environment.
I'm not capping.
As I've indicated, the child appears to have moved around a fair amount, and hopefully that's not going to become a problem as time goes on or in the future. It sounds like Dad was really ready, willing, and able a year ago to provide care for the child on an extended basis. It sounds like it doesn't sound like the mom, Ms. Williams, is really capable of raising the child on a consistent basis. Child was with both of them, then with mom for a short period of time, then with Dad for 4 or 5, 6 months, then with mom for the summer, and now with grandma for what was presumed was going to be the school year. So it doesn't sound like Ms. Williams really has the either the capability or the interest to provide long-term care for this child, and I find in favor of the father on that factor. Fifth factor is the permanence of a family unit in either home. Sounds like Ms. Williams lives with a friend and Mr. Hughes lives with his girlfriend. So that factor is not really relevant, I guess. The moral fitness of the parties involved, I didn't hear anything that would cause me to believe that either of them were immoral or that they had criminal record or abuse neglect record that would affect their
Why is she
ability
allowed to be
provide
off
parents.
screen?
So
This is
we
the
would consider
disrespect
that
I'm talking
factor.
about.
Mental and physical health of the parties involved. Heard three different reasons why Ms. Williams was not able to raise the child on a steady and consistent basis. I heard she works too much, that the child needed an attitude adjustment, and that she had health issues. So that would certainly impact that factor. And really her mental health, I guess. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Her behavior on the record was a little bit out of the ordinary, and
At least he called it out.
her testimony or statements consisted mostly of yelling and not really just calmly and coolly presenting evidence. And so I'm not really 100% sure what's going on there, but certainly it appears that that there might be some issues going on, and I would find in favor of Mr. Hughes on that factor. Child's homeschooling community record. I didn't hear a whole lot about the homeschool or community record from Ms. Williams. Mr. Hughes, however, testified that the child did well in school when with him. She was recommended to be passed on to the next grade. I don't. I guess it would have been nice to see some attendance records for that period of time to establish really the exact date she was in his care. We didn't have that to consider, but I guess she was in kindergarten then and she's in first grade now, so it must have been a recommendation that she move on. So I'd find in favor of Mr. Hughes on that factor. Next factor is the child's preference, and I don't know what the child would tell me. She might say she wants to live with grandma. She might say mom. She might say dad. Really, it's not going to be relevant at this point. And I don't like to say that because I think kids should have a chance to have some input in these things, even though it's not usually enough to overcome substantial amounts of evidence to the contrary. But I guess I'm assuming that the only real options here are between Ms. Ratton and Mr. Hughes, and that Ms. Williams' house isn't really an option. So, that for the reasons I've stated regarding third-party custody, I guess the child's preference or in-camera child interview isn't really necessary. So that's not going to be considered at this point. The next factor is, it's a long one, but it comes down to the ability of the parents to co-parent. And it sounds like when left to their own devices, they co-parent okay. I mean, mom was having an issue. She needed to lean on dad for a place to live for a while. And you moved her in. It's parents' house, but you moved her in for a couple different periods of time, it sounds like. And mom needed help with the child at the beginning of last year. And dad stepped up and he took the child under his wing and provided care for her for the rest of the school year.
So, in other words, the father is going out of his way to help her and the child and the other kids that are not his.
What a scumbag.
But
No.
the woman isn't.
He's not going out of his way. He's being a parent.
Well, what I'm saying, why I say about going out of his way is because he doesn't have to move her in. He was moving her and the other children in as well. Not just the one, but the other three. And the mother
He's
came in with
stupid.
him. Well,
You get the hell.
he went out of his way. So that's a nice thing there, Gary.
No, it's not. It's a dumb thing, Tom.
And then when mom wanted it back, she gave it back. And they saw the child for whatever periods of time in the meantime. And the child was with the other parent. So it sounds like they can co-parent when they have specific operating instructions, maybe. But then this issue with the child being sent off to Florida through a monkey wrench and things, and so I'll find the parties equal on that factor. The next factor was domestic violence.
How does he find them equal that she took him to Florida?
Listen, that
Any
was
other
something
factor that the court feels
I
is
don't know.
relevant. Certainly, the child being moved off to live in Florida is relevant with the third party over the objection of the parent who was the father. He has not agreed to that. He's not been found to be unfit, so his opinion has to be considered, and an order can't be entered contrary to that opinion unless the court were to make that unfitness finding over his objection. And I've said 3 times now, I think I'm not making that finding. So at this point, Mr. Hughes will be granted sole physical custody of the child. The parties will be granted joint legal custody of the child. The child will be returned back to Michigan. and in Mr. Hughes' care. Ms. Williams, to the extent she's able, will be afforded reasonable parenting time pursuant to front of the court reasonable parenting time policy. And I need some more information to determine a child support obligation here.
So there it is. The father has sole physical custody of the kid. They have joint legal custody. Honey Boo Boo is probably about to have another meltdown. The father is making $17.67 per hour, working 40 hours per week. And outside of his daughter with this woman, he has a son who's also 7 years old. They're the same age from a whole nother woman. We have to keep watching though, because right now they're about to discuss money.
Who's typically claimed this child for a dependent on tax time?
I have, but I've always given Kristen most of that money for having.
She came back when it came back to money.
No, you do not. Don't even lie.
I'm not.
Well, if an order doesn't determine it, then it would be the party who has the child the majority of the time would be the party who would claim the child. So I'm going to put that in Dad's column. You had the child for 6 months of last year.
No, my mom
Got
should claim
custody
her.
going forward.
No, my mom should claim her.
No, your mom's not going to
Shut
claim
up.
her. Mr. Hughes is going to claim her. He's the parent. He had the child for the first 5-6 months of the year.
No, he didn't.
And you had the child for some period of time.
You listen.
Your Honor, can I say something just real
No,
quick?
no,
My phone's
no.
gonna die. I just need real quick. Just my phone's about to die. Is there any way we can wait till the end of the school year to send her back to Michigan?
No.
So she doesn't have to change schools again.
No, she shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been changed down there in the first place. I guess if Mr. Hughes agrees to that, that's fine. But I'm getting the idea that he doesn't. So that's.
And he better figure out a way to bring her home.
When I say I am sick and tired, and yes, I said tired, I'm sick and tired of this little whiny Karen right here. She is so annoying. No, you're going to bring her back to Michigan because you're the one who took her down there. In 2 different court sessions, they already established that you violated the order. You really should be in jail right now.
Put this big.
Sam, how much do you make in your position at your work?
Say it again.
I was going to say, she already said it for me. Put this big fat hippopotamus in jail.
Yeah, for sure. You should be in
Broke
jail.
the law.
Where do you work?
Yeah, for sure.
Nigga, you making me.
Between 32 and 40.
You have minor children. How many minor children do you have in addition to this child?
3.
3 total or 3 more?
3 more.
And do you claim those children for tax purposes?
We split years between my younger 2, and then my son's dad claims him.
And sir, do you claim your son or not?
No, his mom does.
He doesn't even see his son.
The nerve of this deadbeat. She's constantly questioning his parenting when she has 4 kids from 3 men. And now at this point, she has custody of none of them. This woman is a 4-time baby mama, and you have none of your kids. And by the way, she's making $13.50 per hour. The gravy train is over.
Either of you have health insurance on the child?
He has Medicaid.
Florida Medicaid at the moment.
Do child support real quick. All right, utilizing the incomes provided in the overnights effective January 1st, Ms. Williams would be ordered to pay $213 a month support, 15 ordinary medical, total of $228 per month. And Mr. Hughes' support would be set to 0, obviously, at that time. He'd be the recipient of support. Child's be turned over to
$238 a
Mr.
month.
Hughes
That's
within
crazy.
7 days. Anything
He's
further from
gonna
today?
have to. He's
What's
gonna
that?
have to find a way to come get her, Your
Yes,
Honor.
please.
My
Y'all took
husband
him
and
down
I
there.
both work full time. I've got no way to bring her back.
Are you able to meet halfway?
It
Bitch,
would
stop
depend on
talking
the
for me.
time. I've got, I get like 3 days off, and then I go back to another job.
Or weekend? My client's available to drive on the weekend.
My weekends are when I work. I work for a food vendor. We work at art festivals.
Then
Is your
take
husband as
the
well?
day
I
off,
guess we can try to figure
bitch.
something out. Like I said, my
Could
battery
have just put
is
him on
really
the
gonna die. You
motherfucking
guys are probably gonna
airport.
lose me
Put her
in a
on the
second.
airport.
But
I mean,
go
airport.
ahead, Your Honor.
There's
I'm sorry.
airplanes.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, there are.
don't know
Yeah.
a way to
maybe
bring her
even a
full back to
train.
Michigan.
That too.
I
A
mean,
train
the
too.
situation has been created
A train
here
is too
against
long.
Mr.
An
Hughes'
airport, a flight
interest,
is really
and
quick. From
to
Florida to
require him to
Detroit,
drop everything to travel to Florida
probably like a
to
3-hour
pick
flight.
up a child that shouldn't have been there in the first place,
He
at
did.
least not for this long. He addressed this right off the bat. He filed his first paperwork back in the beginning of November, as soon as this whole deal went down. He should have been the one who was asked.
But he didn't contact his daughter. He may have contacted the courts, but at that time he was not in contact with his daughter.
And now her mama is talking stupid. So now we're seeing exactly where she got it from. You're the one who took her down to Florida. You had no right to do so either. It's been discussed throughout this whole case that you are a third party. So basically, you kidnapped her. Everything she's talking right now is just sounding like blah, blah, blah. They should be financially responsible and physically responsible for bringing this kid back to Michigan. And even for the attorney to suggest that he should meet halfway. What are you talking about? He didn't go halfway to bring her down there.
Okay.
But
I
regardless,
think
I'm sorry.
I think the
So
guy and his
it was
attorney are
easiest
just
on
trying
him,
to be
you know.
amenable.
Yeah, I know, but
Fuck that.
Mayo's right. Mayo's right. The lawyer told him, just sit back, relax. We can't lose this unless you open your mouth.
I get what you're saying, but you ain't gonna sit there and be a pussy right in front of me neither. Ain't
Well,
I don't
sometimes you
listen,
gotta
listen, here's the
chill.
thing.
Hey. Listen to
If you
Kenny
piss
Rogers.
off the judge once,
You're
you're
done.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in the fact that he's not asking for things that is clearly what he should be asking for. Hell, back child support that he paid for the 2 years that he was in her, the child was in their both in their custodies, and
But
then
the
the
judge
6 months.
sees this. But
yeah, the judge
sees
gave it
this.
to him anyway.
You're not okay. What I'm saying is, there's a lot of shit that he could ask for, especially jail time for the grandmother. I'd have put the
Yes,
grandmother
but
in jail
it goes
too.
to his character.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about character. Put
Yeah,
that
I
bitch
know
in jail.
you're a crazy bastard, though,
Put that bitch
Tom.
in jail. Put that bitch and the
You
other
want
bitch in
your
jail.
child.
Hey,
You don't
guess
care
what?
about
Guess what?
her.
Guess what? Here's the problem. She don't have custody on other kids, so put that fat bitch in jail so she can learn a lesson.
Yeah, but then you don't get your $238 a month.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck that money.
Yeah,
I
you
need the
don't.
money
Maybe
to
he does.
Oh, get the fuck
Yeah,
out
I
of
mean,
here.
you're talking about from your pockets.
Hey, he was paying her child support when the child was in his custody. Obviously, he don't care about the money either.
Yeah, but we don't know if he's paying $150 or $300.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
They don't sound like they make any money, though, man.
He
Come
making
on.
more than her.
What's the quickest you can?
17.
Gary, what's the percentage of men that care about money?
Meet
All of us?
tomorrow.
But
from a baby mother.
Be a weekend because I work.
I would never have one of them.
I mean, I can talk to my boss and see if I can take a couple days off to drive halfway down there, but that's me losing money.
Ms. Williams, what about you? I mean, you're kind of responsible for creating this whole situation. What can you do to help get the child back sooner rather than later?
I have no way to go get her. My car's not going to make it to Florida. There's no way.
Your Honor, we were brainstorming. Maybe my client is willing to fly down to Florida and pick up Emma and bring back, but there's the cost of the plane ticket.
She's not flying from Florida back home by herself. No.
This woman is a complete
who are you?
idiot. And obviously she's too dumb to understand that that's not what he just said. He said that he will fly to Florida to go and pick her up. That means when your daughter is getting on the plane, he'll be getting on the plane with her.
Right. I suggested
he would fly down there.
Well, I can't upfront money for him to fly to Florida because I don't
better figure it out.
I pay $325 in child support on my son, and now you want me to pay him $215 a month? Like, that leaves me with nothing to support my other children at all.
Oh well.
So
nobody
Grammy, who do you think she is? In Solomon's question, which party do you think she
All right,
is?
so Mr. Hughes is going to fly down and get the child. Ms. Ratton, he'll let you know when he's going to be there and what time to have the child available for him. Ms. Williams will repay the amount that it costs for those flights within 6 months.
I don't think she should have to pay it all.
And I wish your mama would just be quiet. If you don't want your daughter to pay for it, then you pay for it. It was you and your daughter who came up with this plan to take this child away from her father in the first place. You thought this child belonged to you. Totally ignored the father. So the mama is out of order too. And I wish you would be quiet because we don't care what you're talking about.
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, if contempt proceeding is filed as a result of that, then we'll have a hearing on that. But at this point, that would be the order.
It's a lot that I saw in this case. Like, number one, the mother wasn't held accountable for violating the order and sending the child to Florida. She should have been locked up
But
and
when are
fined
women
for
held
that.
accountable to
Number
Uncle
two,
Tom?
she was allowed
You
to
know what I
be
mean? So what did
disrespectful
you
and
expect
yell
something
throughout the
different?
entire hearing. She should have
Well,
been arrested for
I
that.
mean,
Number three, she's been collecting child support for years from this man when she's lived with him on 2 different occasions for over 2 years. And the
exactly.
daughter also lived with him alone for half the year in 2022. She should have been ordered to refund that child support that she collected when the child was with him and her mother. And by the way, her mother is also a moron. She told the judge her mother will claim the daughter. No, ma'am. The judge told her no. And then my final thought here, this woman is a 4-time baby mama with 3 baby daddies. No one ever questioned her. Like, we didn't know about this until the end of the case. The fact that she didn't have any of her kids was enough to prove that she was unfit from the first time
That's
that she
a
saw the female
fucking
judge
fact.
who called her
Well,
delusional.
that's why the
This woman is
judge.
mentally a child
That
herself. She's
is why
allowed
the
to do
judge gave
whatever
him
without
custody.
consequences. That's why she and her mama came up with that plan together to take the daughter to Florida. At the end of the day, I don't feel sorry for her. She's the one who did all of this. No one told her to send that child down there without the father's permission. If she hadn't done that, the father would have continued to take care of the daughter whenever she wanted him to, and he would have kept paying child support because he was never going to complain. He only complained
Yep.
whenever she moved the child thousands of miles away to Florida. And that's another thing. Men have to stop allowing them to get over on them. They want to stay out of court, but trust me, whenever it's time for her to do it to you, she's going to do it.
Oh, that's wrong, Grammy. He did,
I
Karen.
mean, that's completely wrong.
He filed as soon as he found out that she went to Florida.
Did we not hear what the judge said? Can you go back to what the judge said? Go back to what the judge said.
I'm trying to
Hey,
figure out.
meanwhile- Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Blacks.
I'm trying to figure. That's why I brought it up. I'm trying to figure out what Grammy is talking about, because that's exactly what he did.
Grammy, the judge is going to say it for you.
And now her mama is talking stupid.
My mom
Got
should claim
custody
her.
going forward.
No, my mom should claim her.
No, your mom's not going to claim her. Mr. Hughes is going to claim her. And I need some more information to determine a child
I mean, he went
support
over all
obligation.
of it. Yeah.
So there it is. The father has sole physical custody of the kid. They have
It don't
joint
even
legal
matter.
custody.
I don't-
Honey
listen,
Boo
I
Boo is
can't
probably
listen. I
about
can't
to.
listen to this no more. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons, man. If y'all know, man, she has some great court cases on there and some other stuff that you'll be interested in. And just listening to some of these court cases, because it's not just her saying it, it's the actual thing that's going on in the real life that most people are not privy to. I mean, they are. They just got to go and do a FOIA request, or if they have them online, you can do that too. But this is, I thought it was a good lesson to be learned, to make sure you don't stick your dick in some of these dirty whores, especially ones that have three other kids by three other kids by other people. You should, if you're the fourth person, you should have made sure your ass wasn't there for the second one.
If she collecting trophies, stay away.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, these guys got strong stomachs.
Yeah.
Because all she could give me is a soft on.
Wait a minute. Hey, man, thanks for the $20 super chat. Great show. It was a great show. It's 2:00 in the morning. Y'all know what time it is.
Yeah.
I know what time it is.
Fight Club.
Do you know where your children are?
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I want to watch one more. I want to watch this one. This bitch is crying over $93 in rent. I gotta hear this shit. I didn't even see this one.
Carrie joins us up next in Mobile,
I saw this
Alabama.
earlier.
Carrie, welcome to the show.
Hey, good afternoon. I just wanted your input as far as if you were in my situation, what you would do. I'm a single parent. I'm in the middle of bankruptcy, and my car isn't working, so my car's down. And I was just served papers for eviction. I'm not currently working. Give me a moment.
It's okay. Take your time, Carrie.
Take your time, baby.
I knew she would turn on the waterworks. You know how many other women are crying, facing the same financial issues right now, but you wouldn't even know about the high rate of evictions and repossessions because these boss chicks.
I want to say this before she gets started on her drama right there. Right, 425,000 females were evicted in the last year.
They had nails and hair. They all had nails and hair.
400. Y'all not understanding. 425,000 females, boss chicks, were evicted from their houses last year. That's insane.
And they vote and breed every day.
Yeah, but you know, all these boss chicks is not real.
Well,
They what's it called when you see them on these programs all dressed up in there? All they have is their hair and nails. They don't even have food in their fridge.
Yeah, that's crazy. I want to continue with this real quick. I want to hear this
The
bullshit.
independent women on IG are telling a different story. We're definitely going to get into this call, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the
Man, like and
channel.
subscribe
click
to
the
Pink Book
notification bell
Lessons,
for all
man. This
updates.
shit be hot.
Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Also, Kai Sims design.
I
Well,
had
not
really
Kai Sims. What was
prayed
it?
about calling, and I honestly didn't think I would
Kai's
get
Custom
through.
Design LLC.
Well, you were
But
supposed to
it's a
get
serving
through.
note on the enemy because I'm going to come on top.
Come
and I'm
on.
going to get through this.
Yeah, you are.
I'm 51. I have 2 children, and it's a really long story, but their father is not involved.
How old are the kids?
My youngest 2 are 11, and he's on the spectrum, and then I have a 7-year-old daughter.
Okay.
51 years old in Mobile, Alabama, 2 kids, one 11-year-old son, a 7-year-old daughter. My question is, why did she wait until 40 years old to become a baby mama? I don't feel sorry for her. She's not 21, she's 51. That means she had the boy at 40 and the girl at 44. Definitely old enough to know better not to even be in this situation.
Yeah.
Are you
So I just need
Are you able to
direction,
work?
I have some issues physically, but I have in the past. But I'm home now because I had to retain attorney for my son for an IEP. I don't have to pay for that. Like
I can't deal with any more of this shit. I'm going to bed.
I'm with Black Sam, man. Like I can't look at where this woman lives and she
Call you
complaining.
And an hour from now and say, "Hey, I got a job for you." Are you able to go do the job? Assuming that it does not have all the physical limitations, but could you work?
My car isn't working.
Oh wow! I'm out, bro. Take care. Good night.
I had the battery.
Yeah, Gary.
Here we go with all this Bama
See you,
baby mama
Gary.
babble. You have all these.
So in other words, you have a lot of excuses. So we're gonna end it right there. I just wanted to hear what it was a little bit about, but yeah, it was a lot of excuses. Man, this was. I told you it was gonna be something that most people are gonna go crazy about. Well, if they actually listen, that was insane. If you don't know, subscribe to Pink Book Lessons. Again, you got Black Through the Fire on his channel. Subscribe to him. Also, my wife, subscribe to her on her channel with Kai's Custom Designs LLC on YouTube, as well as Black Through the Fire on YouTube as well. If you like it, give it a subscribe so they can get their channels above 1,000.
Yo, Uncle Tom, I just
Yes,
want to
sir.
say, I was this close to I was this close to tapping out. You got me close to tapping out. I was like, nah, I can't do this no more. I was like, no. That was ridiculous, bro.
I told you it was gonna be ridiculous, didn't I?
Yo, you said it last night, right? And I'm like, God damn, what the hell? And next thing I know, this motherfucker, I'm about to drink the whole gallon of vodka. I'm like, nah, we can't do this. I'm like, nah, this motherfucker, nah, no way.
Yeah,
that was wild.
Listen, this shit was listen. I watched the whole 1, 2, and 3 in the same day at work, and I was just like, oh my Jesus. And I didn't even look at this one. Boss chick paid my 4 kids tuition. And that's the one I gotta watch right there. That was 11 months ago.
Yo, I didn't know Pink Book started doing long form like that.
Yeah. Yeah, she has some good ones, bro.
No, I know she do, but I didn't know like she was doing it like that
And
long
she don't even
form.
talk throughout the whole thing. That's a good thing. She lets them rock. She says something. She says something. She stop. She says something. Stop. You know, let them rock out. It's pretty cool. I like it.
That was
I like it. She has a
wild.
good show. I mean, that's probably why she got 236 subscribers and I don't. But yeah, her show is pretty good, and she don't
Oh,
even
no.
have to say much.
Yo, Pink Books is great. That was a great. Those 3 videos was great. Shout out to her, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Pink Books. Like, share, and subscribe. The Port Session. Like, share, and subscribe. Blacks Who Defy. And just say Black Thoughts will be there. And just,
Yeah.
but
And
listen,
like, share, subscribe with Kai's Custom Designs
Kai
LLC
Custom
on YouTube.
Design.
Also, man, it was a great show, man. I had fun. I mean, it was controversial, but it's a good show.
Listen,
long, but it was.
Listen, I
That's
don't
the
even
kind
think
of
it was-
video they need to show every senior in high school.
Facts.
It'll make you decide better on women. I'm telling you.
Show it to all the athletes. Just show.
Show it to all the lames. Show it to every boy in that school.
Yeah. No, it needs to be like there's videos that need to be shown. A video of a deletion that'll make you think about having kids.
Yep.
And something like this where you're gonna have to pay, whether it's male, because they have she has some debaucherous men on here too that was ridiculous as well. One that it's stupid. She doesn't just it's not one side on her channel. That's what I like. It's more fair balance on her channel. And I like it. But Miss Winch, how are you doing?
I'm doing
What did you
okay.
think of it?
That was something, wasn't it? I don't know where they come up with these people. You know, it's mind-boggling to me. I'm glad I live in the country where I don't have to put up with shit like that.
Yeah.
But and you know who loses in the end?
Children.
The kid, always.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the sad part, you know.
And that's the thing about the whole preconceived notion of child support is it doesn't go to the child. It literally doesn't go to the child. It goes to the mother mother or father one, and
No,
the
it goes
state
to
gets
the
majority.
state.
Well, I was gonna say that the state gets the majority of it.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. That's me. That's the biggest mind fuck of all. Is the state gets the majority of the money.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not. I haven't researched it, but someone just like last week told me that the state of Idaho now, if you're ordered to pay child support, you send it to the state, and then the state puts it on like an EBT card, and then the state can track
What up, Corn Pops?
whether the receiving parent is actually spending the money on the child. So
that's not what they're doing actually.
They changed the whole sighting behind it because it was going to be controversial. They would have had to go to court on it. That's
okay. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I said, I hadn't done any research on it, so I don't know how true that was. But
it was true at first, and then they had to change course because one, they would have to keep the books open so everyone could see it, which is already public knowledge. I can actually go do a FOIA request on most of the stuff, but it's to the detriment of the child anyway.
As always.
Yeah.
And to the betterment of the baby mother and the state.
Mhm.
And so with that, guys, I'm gonna leave. Subscribe to Kai's Custom Designs. She does wonderful work. I've purchased some of her work. It's great. Subscribe to Loudmouth Seasonings. It's great. So everyone, Loudmouth Flavors, guys, everyone have a great night. And we'll do it again another day, guys.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah, subscribe to Kai's Custom Designs. Screw everybody else. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. All right, now there's one. I am done for tonight for sure. I might fall asleep. I'm getting a little sleepy. Alcohol's kind of hitting me kind of hard. Uh, yeah, man, this was a great show. I just want to get it out there, let everyone see what's going on in Family Court. Family Court is crazy. I didn't know it was this crazy until I watched it a couple days ago, and for the life of me, I was just like, I was amazed. I thought I would put it out there. So, if anything, we'll point out a little bit more crazy stuff that goes on in the world that no one actually gets a chance to see, and that's where we're heading out in these days. But other than that, guys, you guys have a wonderful night. If you know, you know. I'm going to be over Fight Club for a little bit, see if I can get on. If not, I am going to bed. You guys have a wonderful night. Okay. Okay. Auntie Dearest, I was told to let you know that Wednesday night is conspiracy theory day, where you can come up and share to us what your conspiracies are, or even type in the chat. I'll try to make sure I'm paying attention, and I'll try to go look it up and then find something. But you can always drop a link, come up where you don't even have to come on camera or anything like that. Drop a link in the back, and then we'll go over from there. Other than that, Conspiracy Wednesdays is the best day for me because I get to be oppositional defiant, and hopefully I don't get jumped like I did last Wednesday. So, they jumped me this Wednesday. They wouldn't let my thoughts get out. So, in other words, we had fun times. You guys have a good. Hey, what's up, Big Bad Bull? I'm coming over to Fight Club, bro. You guys have a good night, man. This was an insane one. All right, peace. Oh, wrong one.